Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live play campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running the campaign as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today by our good friends...
Jill Denitis, playing Veosenia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger.
And Joe O'Gorman, playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battlemaster.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you're just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes. Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for Dungeon Masters and guides for players. You'll also find prior episodes from this campaign available for your viewing pleasure there as well.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch all the video episodes of the show on our YouTube channel as well.
Which is at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
No underscore.
No underscore. We are also very pleased to announce that if you haven't checked it out already, Dungeons of Drakkenheim is now available as an audio-only podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. We are very slowly uploading one episode a week until we get through the backlog. But of course, Kyle has recently told me that he might almost be all the way through the entire episode backlog.
Yes,
He's been a
Kyle.
superhuman working through these, remastering all the audio. So we had a couple episodes really early on where we hadn't quite figured out the audio. I mean, I don't know if we have, but now things...
It's slightly better.
It's slightly better. We're always trying to get better. So you can listen to those all there if you're still catching up through the entire series. As well, just in a little bit of news, we recently hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube this weekend. And I just want to say a massive thank you to all of us, from all of us to all of you for watching and making this entire thing possible.
Thank you.
For Kelly and myself and the entire team, this has been such a treat to have such an awesome group of viewers and fans watching us play Dungeons & Dragons, something that we would be having so much fun doing anyways. But it is a gift and a privilege to be able to share it with all of you in an audience and get so much support, love, feedback, and everything like that. We just appreciate so much having all of you with us on this journey. So thank you so much, and let's return to the ruins.
Drakkenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire on that woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and a kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakkenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, three unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
Welcome back to the ruins of the Academy Tower. Eldritch energy crackles through the air as the bright and brilliant explosion fades and your vision returns to you. On the ground before you, around the shattered tower of the Amethyst Academy, are the bloodied and near vaporized remains of Oscar Yorin and the shards of the Staff of Power. Pluto lies unconscious on the ground. Veo and Sebastian grievously wounded from the explosion. Like, parts of your clothing are in shreds. There's just these bits of burns and soot all covering your faces, and you go to breathe in and realize that the delirium residue from the exploded delirium shard is hanging in this air. So you hack and you cough, and like you feel just all of this arcane energy is humming in the air. You can smell the ozone around you and feel it in your skin. Almost all the hairs in your body are standing on end, as if the most incredible electric shock has just shot through the area, which it basically has.
Sebastian hacks and coughs and crawls his way over to Pluto Jackson's body and checks his pulse. I don't feel it. I don't feel anything.
I run over and I say, he'll be fine. Just give him a potion. And I grab a potion out of his bag. Whatever I sift through. I'm like, which one's the best one?
I also don't know how to check pulses, so he might still be good.
And
I don't know what potion this is, but
Feed
it was
it
in
to
your
him.
bag. Here you go, bud.
And I take one out of yours, and I'm like, here you go.
Oh.
Feed you the potion, too.
It's a team effort.
Team effort.
So I
each
feed
other.
Pluto a potion. Veo feeds me a potion out of my bag.
Out of your bag, and I feed myself while it's happening. Just
That was I had a potion of greater healing, so I guess that's gone now.
I have a potion of superior healing. How much is that?
That's 40.
Woo! Yeah, I need that.
And greater is 20.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you have?
I think I have a greater.
Mm-hmm.
As I finish feeding Pluto the potion, I put my fingers up to my head to communicate telepathically, and I say, Eldrick, there's been an incident.
You hear in your mind this almost garbled mess of psychic communication coming back towards you, and you can feel the interference of the arcane energy now in the area. You might need to move to somewhere else for clearer communication.
Do you want me to fly to the edge and down a little bit to see if it gets out of the haze? You should probably get you guys out of the haze anyways.
Yeah, let me just get Pluto up. I slap you.
Because I'm still under the effects of like the potion of flying.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally like run to the edge and like jump off the edge, and
You are still under the effects of the potion of flying.
Yes.
And you just drank a healing potion. Roll
Yes.
a d20.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
13.
Okay.
All right. And I run off and I
panic.
jump and I like just kind of like motor in the air, like woo, 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 not falling.
Flying back down the library.
And then I like woo down. Yes,
Okay.
down the library. As I'm going, I'm like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
The reception is really terrible. Where are you? Are you what?
So we're in the library, and we may have just killed Oscar, and he actually, to be honest, killed himself. But we did good damage. Good damage.
Wait. Oscar Yoren was in the tower.
Oh yeah, he was. There was. He was there. He had the staff of power. He blew it up.
So
It's not
casually
working right now.
I'm struggling to pull a semi-conscious Pluto out of the delirium haze as well by the underarms. I'm like, ugh, ugh, and I just like get you out.
And
Is this channel open?
I'm like, guys, did I miss anything? Look, Oscar, broken staff, lots of delirium, lots of dead things. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, you better have a plan B because Oscar Yorn had the Staff of Power, and that Staff of Power was smashed, and we all almost died.
Can we fix it?
He destroyed the staff of power.
Yeah, with all of us in the room.
You survived.
Oh, pretty more or less.
No big deal.
I was the closest.
Did you
to
see his
surviving.
body?
His body is mush.
It's there.
Do you have the pieces of the staff?
I can go get them 1 second. And I run back in and I scoop up all the pieces and I like
In a broom?
into my bag of holding.
The staff has been split in twain. So the top part of the staff with the orb and the flanges is still one piece, and as is the base of the staff. The midsection of the staff has broken into about 7 large splinters, right where Oscar Yoren smashed it against Pluto's shield, basically, to blow it up. You're able to pick up all the pieces, but as you run back into the haze, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I don't want to roll that dice. Oh, that was fine. 11.
Okay. You take 8 points of radiant damage and suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay. All right.
As you step back into the area of the haze up there, where the residual energy from the shard that Veo destroyed is still gathering, and you just feel it. You're breathing it in now. You retreat back with the pieces, and Eldrick speaks to you telepathically through the telepathic bond and says, "You have the pieces?"
I have all the pieces. The place is getting filled with haze, and I don't know if we can keep fighting through this, but we got to get to the top of the tower. Is there any way that we can use this staff? The top part of the staff is still intact. I'm hoping that I can use it as a wand or something.
The destruction of a staff of power is not without precedent. It has happened before, in fact, to that very staff, at least twice. It can be restored. It will take months of work.
I mean, we don't have months. Is there a way I can activate the Nexus without the staff?
You can try. You can use what remains of the staff, and you can try. The staff itself is both key and focus. Without the staff in complete condition, its functionality as a focus to give you the full control to be able to channel the power of the Nexus could cause serious backlash. The staff focuses and conducts the arcane energies of the Nexus, and without it complete, the only place for those energies to go is into a body.
Does it have to... Is it going to be my body?
You can ask.
Does it have to be a live body or can it be a dead body?
It has to be one capable of pulling magical energy in of some kind. A dead body of an animate undead creature perhaps could pull that power in, provided it had some sort of arcane essence to it. Any living creature can, in theory, be used as a conduit as long as there was some sort of spellcaster able to help channel that energy. It may be that the three of you could work together and spread out some of the damage between you.
I'm in, if you guys are in.
The only alternative is if you can secure the teleportation chamber, we may be able to send some more support as well. But at this stage, retreat is a viable option.
We need this tower if you guys are going to gain control
I stand
of
up.
the powers in Drakkenheim.
No retreat.
I don't see retreat as an option, Eldrick.
No.
You know as well as I do, the Queen of Thieves is up to something. There's a lot of things at work here in Drakkenheim, and time is not on our side. And we need to start figuring this out. And the least I can do, I've made it this far. The least I can do is try.
You can. Again, well, under normal circumstances, repairing the staff could take months. There are other resources in Drakkenheim that could be used to repair it. There is more delirium in the city than anywhere else. Perhaps you could use that, and you could go down to the deep cells and see if you can find someone there we could make a deal with.
I have so many questions.
What are the
about
deep
that
cells?
last sentence?
Underneath the tower are the deep cells.
Underneath this tower.
This tower. Every tower has deep cells. It is where we store the most dangerous creatures and arcane artifacts that the Amethyst Academy has ever assembled. With any luck, those chambers remain sealed, and you could use what remains of the Staff of Power to gain access to those chambers. There would be very powerful creatures kept there with any luck, and other powerful arcane artifacts of evil nature. Artifacts and creatures that have it within their power to potentially repair the Staff of Power or be used to control the Nexus.
Can we trust these people that you've locked up for, what is it, at least 15 years?
No.
Oh, well...
So option A is we go up, we share the potential threat, we try to work together to use the power of the Staff to turn the Nexus back on. Option B is we go down to the deep cells, try to repair the circle, and try to find a monster to help us fix the Staff. Is that the two options that you've laid out?
There are a few creatures that are down there that could potentially serve that purpose.
Are you able to give me like a checklist? Because the last thing I want to do is go down there, have like some demon be like, your soul for the Staff. And I go, okay. And then the next thing I know, there was a guy next door who was like, I'll fix it for a sandwich. Like, can you like give me like a top, is there a name? Do you have like somebody in mind who's probably the most willing to work with?
Also,
Like some kind of arcane blacksmith.
There are two terrible creatures stored in the deep cells. They have been there for several hundred years that would have the power to do it. Ogamak of the Abyss, an ancient pit fiend that was found and imprisoned here generations ago, and the genie of Tarkir. Neither can be trusted, and both will try to get the best of you. But it is certainly within their power to grant any wish to a mortal.
Oh.
All right.
Now we have one other option.
Yeah.
He said we could use a dead body. We do have a dead...
I think either way, there needs to be somebody holding the Staff, though, that can cast a spell.
Maybe between the three of us and Oscar.
Yeah, we could use Oscar's body.
You mean like what's left of it?
Yeah,
I think there's an arm up there.
I mean, if I know anything about Oscar, is that he's like mostly not even him, anyways.
Yeah.
So
Question.
we could just make him again.
Would the dead person come back to life if we use him for this?
Someone who is dead is not... You can't use it just a corpse.
No, okay.
You would need an undead creature. And a powerful one at that.
We're not doing that. No.
I do have a book of necromancy.
No.
What if we just found a subject that we made them unconscious and use them?
Got
like
one
a
more idea.
chain?
What if we just pulled out so many animals from your bag?
That was my next idea. I mean, I don't condone using
No,
animals for
we're
this,
gonna
but
be it too. We're gonna be holding the Staff. There's gonna be the three of us, and then we get like 8 apes to also hang out.
And we have animal friends.
How
we
many-
could have.
We form like a circle of trust around the Staff.
The Nexus will assault you mind, body, and soul.
Oh.
A weak creature like livestock will be likely... Well...
Shish kebab?
Most likely imploded instantaneously.
That doesn't give me much courage for myself.
What I'm hearing is tiny barbecue.
We're gonna make a tiny
right.
barbecue.
Tell you what, Eldrick, we're gonna have a little team huddle here, and we'll get back to you. 1 second.
I still think if we channel it through us three and several animals, that might not be terrible, but...
I mean, it sounds like they're gonna just explode everywhere, and it's gonna be the three of us anyway. Or do we go down to the basements and try to work out a deal with a genie or a fiend?
Does it hurt to ask?
We could at
We
least.
can always say no to them.
We could always try to use the Staff first, and then if it doesn't work, then talk to the genie.
That creates more problem. More magical problem.
Because the only other option is waiting for them to repair it, but that could take months.
I feel like, Sebastian, you're the most knowledgeable about magic.
So you're leaving it on me?
No, I trust your judgment, though.
What about this?
I may be the most knowledgeable about magic, but I'm also my determination can sometimes get the better of me.
Can we
but
think
that's
of
what I'm here for.
another entity that's not super evil that also owes us a favor that can make wands or staffs of power hold again?
What do you mean, like the crazy horn demon? He doesn't really owe us anything.
Maybe he's better than a genie that's imprisoned.
Is he though? Every time we've talked to him, he has been a complete jerk.
Look, he's got annoying riddles, but I mean, maybe
He also wants our souls.
maybe we can.
Maybe the genie will not want my soul.
Yeah, maybe the genie just wants like some gold or us to set him free. Which also is a terrible idea. Do not set a genie free. if
Or
the
a pit
genie
fiend.
asks. Or a pit fiend. Don't set any of them free.
Because I feel like that's probably what they want, right?
Oh man, if that's what they want, that's going to be such a problem.
Could you send them to hell? I mean, technically, it's getting them out of the cell, but it's
Yeah, and you've done it before.
you've done it before.
Guys, the attempt.
Just turn on your send to hell move. Just do it.
Can Reaper drag them to hell?
I mean, unless they punch Reaper and Reaper dies and goes back to hell himself, which is more likely.
Okay.
You guys, this is tough. We're like, we got to do something. This tower is just sitting here. I mean, Oscar's dead, but we don't have months to just try to get this tower operational. A lot can happen in months. A lot has happened in months.
It's true.
If
Many
we leave
things.
this for more months, we could let our enemies get the upper hand.
Is Oscar dead?
I mean, I guess I dragged you out of there before you woke up fully.
Yeah, you guys retreated before you really investigated the area.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure
mean,
he's
you
dead.
described him being mushy, gross bits that I was laying in as I was cradling Pluto.
Because
So
we could, like, what if we tried to just like salvage what we could of his body?
I mean, if you want to go back into that haze,
Do you want to bring him back though?
Like maybe we can, like, maybe when we bring him back, we do like a mind trick thing on him. Be like, you were good all the time, and you like us.
I do also have. I reach into my bag of holding and I pull out 2 hands with 6 rings on them.
Oh.
If I can take some time to study Oscar's notes, maybe I can make my own construct with these hands on it, and it can help us with the. I don't know.
I think
What
the-
else
The
channels
genie is going to be the
magic?
fastest way.
Maybe something.
At least our initial fastest conversation.
So do you want to go to the genie first?
I want to go talk to the 2
I'm open
scary
for
people
it.
in the basement.
I'm open for
I
it.
can always say no. Hopefully.
Do we have anything upstairs to finish?
Yeah, turning on the Nexus.
Yeah, the Nexus is up there.
Well, the Archmage, we only got to see her, right?
Yeah, but I think-
Handless.
Through the arcane eye.
True.
Yeah, you only
Observed her through a.
Yeah, through the arcane eye.
Can we also take a little break before we do either of these? I also have this thing, and there's also that I forget what it was, the scepter or something. There was
Yes, the librarian's rod.
Yeah. I wonder if this could help us at all. I can cast Identify, but it's going to take me a bit of time to do so.
How long?
11 minutes.
Yeah.
And what
Worth
do you
it.
want to identify?
This librarian staff, see what its properties are, see if maybe
Oh, true. Sorry, you want to identify it. Yeah,
if
yeah.
I can like wedge the staff of power onto either end of this thing and use it as like a conduit to bridge I don't know, but I think if I can find if there's some magical properties here, maybe I can figure something out.
You know what? I'm all for this sort of like patchwork magic. Let's try it.
Do you want to take a short rest or no?
I mean, I'll be spending the rest. Can I take a short rest and also do a few things at the same time? Like, can my rest be casting Identify?
Yeah. I mean, if you all want to take a short rest, you just add 10 minutes onto it to cast the ritual.
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. I say we give ourselves a well-earned little rest.
So we perch next to some library books.
Yeah.
I don't even think I need to cast Tiny Hut. I feel like
Let's just hang out.
we're just going to hang out.
Okay. You all take your short rest so you can regain your respective hit dice and all that jazz. Identifying this rod,
Yeah.
This rod is a physical manifestation of a unique form of magic known as pact magic. It is a bond between a spellcaster and their patron, and it seems to have been gifted to the librarian by an entity known only as Bore Haze. So this is known as the Rod of Bore Haze, and all that you can determine through identify is that Bore Haze is a esoteric entity that is said to watch over libraries. And functionally speaking, it is a rod of the Pact Keeper.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. It may, because it is also the rod of the librarian, it may allow you to access spaces in the tower as well, functioning similarly to the key functionality of the Staff of Power.
Is it a +1 Rod of the Pact Keeper?
Yes.
I am not a warlock, but I'm going to add it anyway, so I know I have it.
Because we can swing it around at things and be like, open your doors. Or what if, like, your mom's journal has something? Or what if, what else do we know can channel magic?
Well, in identifying this rod, do I see any conceivable way to make a patchwork staff? Or would that be very beyond my skill level?
That is very beyond your skill level.
I try for a bit. I'm like
Yeah.
tinkering with it. I'm like, I don't think this is going to work, guys. Well, while we're bandaging ourselves up and eating a little bit of food that we brought, why do you...
The rations seem awfully low. We just
why do you
packed them
cower away? Like,
yesterday.
we also need to eat sometimes.
I brought my rations.
I thought
Did you bring
hol-
yours?
I thought you were responsible for holding the party's rations.
I brought my rations.
Oh, I guess we'll die.
Fine. Have a ration. Have a ration.
I appreciate you rationing out.
Rationing up the ration.
What do you
All your
guys?
food.
What do you guys think? Should we go make a deal with the genie?
I think we should check out the area first.
Go
just because we
upstairs first.
could, maybe we're powerful enough. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm really strong. Look,
But I think if we can find out what they want, and if we say no, then we can at least give it a go.
Oh, you guys. So now,
All right, so you got... So Sebastian,
tiebreaker.
one says go up, one says go down. What do you say?
Tiebreaker. Who does he love more?
we'll go up and see.
I'm sorry, Mayo. I pulled
Okay.
that card.
I was going to say, Pluto, you know what? I get the next vote. Otto.
We'll go up. This is not no. We'll go up and we'll see what we can
Investigate
figure
it?
I figure
out.
we're
We'll
just so close.
investigate.
Mayo, we're
Okay.
just so close.
There's a ladder right over there.
All right, friend of, forever childhood. It's fine.
All right, rations hoarder.
So you head back up from the base
True.
of the library to the tear in the tower. Back in this space where the meteor crashed through the tower of the Amethyst Academy, a field of rubble and ruin, rooms that whatever their purpose once was is almost impossible to determine. The books still fluttering like flocks of seagulls in the air, trying to find bookshelves that are no longer there. The rope ladder dangles through the moats of rock that float through the air, connecting the bottom part of the tower to the top part. It is a very precarious looking climb of approximately 75, maybe 100 feet. The tail end of the rope ladder dangles down at the bottom. Beyond that, there are the ruins of Oscar Yoren's makeshift workshop, having it been exploded basically twice. The racked ruins of Oscar Yoren's body And there are several bits of the workshop that are still relatively intact because they didn't get hit by either explosion, but most of the place is a disaster. In any case, there still might be something salvageable there.
I would like to hold my breath because the haze is still kind of prominent here because of all the things that went down. So I'm going to hold my breath and run in and start looking around Oscar Yorn's body and his lab equipment.
Okay. Since you want to do this really, really quickly, you can make an investigation check with disadvantage, but a constitution saving throw with advantage. So which would you like to roll first?
I'm going to roll the Constitution save with advantage.
Okay.
24.
Okay. You manage to gird yourself. You wrap something over your face once again and rush into the area to see whatever you might be able to find.
It's going to be a 16.
Okay. So, you rush into Oscar Yoren's workshop, and the desk where you teleported in is the first place that you run to because that area was relatively free of explosions. As you search around, you see several potion vials that are still intact. There are 8 potion vials around here that are filled with various kinds of liquid. Not all of them look the same, although you recognize at least 2 look like they might be potions of healing of some kind, and 2 might be Oscar's version of aqua delirium. There are several... you also see Oscar's spellbook on the table, and a small idol of the demon.
I take all of the above.
Okay. Grab it all, and you run out. Does anyone else want to attempt to look around anywhere? Well.
So that was the exploded room, but there was rooms beside it, correct?
Yeah.
Is there a way to get in without going through the actual workshop itself?
Is there a way to get up to the rope ladder without going through, or a way?
Because the rope ladder, I guess, is in the other room, correct?
Yeah, it's in.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, there's many safe ways to get to the rope ladder without going through Oscar's workshop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was, like, I guess, a way around the other way that was open. Is there anything in that room?
That room has a few old bookshelves. The remnants of what might have been a summoning circle of some kind are in here. And you can see on the walls are several sets of shackles and manacles, and what looks to be the remnants of some kind of arcane furnace or machine. What this chamber might have once been, possibly some kind of summoning chamber.
I didn't find anything cool.
I just found a summoning chamber.
Boring. Like, knowledge magic. I'm more like the instant stuff. Like, and it just sparks out of my
I
hands.
want fireworks. Where's the razzle dazzle?
Yeah, no razzle dazzle in this room.
I'm also going to look around in the other areas that are not hazy.
Okay, I'll have the two of you both make investigation checks as well then, if you're going to look around.
Just while
yeah.
You're doing your
18.
Oh wait.
While I'm risking my life, you guys are just going to casually browse?
Yeah. 9.
Pluto, you find very large pieces of delirium, those gigantic pieces of delirium.
Look at that.
And you find a copy of a picture book that seems to be
At my
a
reading
children's
level.
book about the ABCs of magic. And another book called Casting Your First Cantrip.
I hide both of them
You need these.
in my sack.
Vale, on the other hand, you search around, and you find scattered in one of the other rooms what look like the remnants of. There's a pair of hands hiding in one of the corners. And they at first you're like, are those rats? and there's a pair of hands that are in one of the corners scurrying around.
Oh my gosh. My feral instincts go in. You know when you see a cat's eyes, they go real wide, like their pupils dilate. That happens, and I'm like, guys, this is the weirdest thing. But I'm slightly not surprised that this is happening. I go after it.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
20.
You rush forward and chase after the hands, and they start scurrying away, running on their fingertips away. And you manage to catch up to them. What do you want to do?
I want to grab their wrists so that way their fingers are just dangling.
You grab them, you lift them up, and they're moving and they struggle. And as you hold them, these hands, they're these pair of they're still leaking a bit of blood out of them, but you can see that both of them have been severed with surgical precision. And so it's a perfect cut, like someone took a bone saw to the edge of the wrists. And you can see that there are the fingernails are dirty, the hands themselves are probably a man's hands. They're kind of pudgy. There's flecks of delirium and stains on the fingertips as well. And there are, on one of the hands, there are burn marks around the ring finger.
Are these... Do I recognize these as Oscar's hands?
They are Oscar's hands.
Ugh, guys!
Ooh, gross, but also cool.
But also, I want to keep them. Guys, I have real moving hands that are probably Oscar's.
Make a because undead are your favorite enemy. Make a intelligence check and add double your proficiency bonus.
Oh my god.
Double proficiency?
Yeah.
27.
So, you know, and you've heard of this before. These are creatures. It seems that Oscar has turned his hands into a creature called a crawling claw. They are undead creatures. They are animate undead hands.
And they've been on the floor, and you're like touching them and
like,
stuff.
What are you doing? What did you find?
The hands are just trying to make like grabby notions, like they're trying to strangle you.
I assume this is a parlor trick. Like it's like when you get like crab claws and you make them work with the tendons. Like, what are you doing, Veo? What game you playing?
They're moving hands. I thought hands couldn't move unless they're attached to something.
Wasn't there something? Wait, could we use these? A dead creature can't hold the staff, but an undead creature could.
The undead hands.
If we hold an undead hand while we channel the power through us, that counts as extra magical essence.
They look pretty magical to me.
We'll just hold them by the wrist, and we have 2 extra Oscar hands. He was a powerful magician.
Yeah.
He was a powerful mage, not magician.
Can I just ask a magic question? Is most of it improv? Because that's what I'm kind of getting the feel of. Like, it seems like sometimes you guys are like talking about like super crazy wild magic, and then sometimes it just looks like you're winging it.
Let me ask you a follow-up question, Pluto Jackson. When you go into a fight, all right?
Always winging it.
There's skill involved. There's skill and understanding, but every fight is different, and you always have to improvise.
I like that.
Magic's the same.
Okay. And then I go back to my little book of ABCs. Magic is improv.
A is for alchemy.
This could work, though. This could be extra power.
This could be.
Do you want to hang on to those?
No.
I don't want to put them in the bag of holding. They might mess my stuff
Do we
up
have like
in
a
there.
little cage or something, or like a, like.
I look around for like a box or like a cage or like something to put the hands in.
There's the manacles that are attached to the wall.
Couldn't they slip out of them real easy?
I manacle the 2 hands together.
Well, the manacles are attached to the wall.
Oh.
Can we take
that
the
doesn't
manacles
help.
off the wall and I can wear them
Yeah.
like around my neck?
dangling hands.
You can take the manacles off the wall and you attach them to the hands, and it's like a leash.
Yeah. Perfect. They're like, come on, guys, come on, this way.
All right,
I'll do your
good.
nails.
That's all we need.
The
to
hands
activate
generally
the
they get on the
nexus.
ground, and one of the hands goes up, and it basically tries to crawl up you and try to like just grab onto your neck.
No,
As
no.
it tries to come up, I use my mage hand and I like slap it. I'm like, no.
They're poorly trained. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to do some work there, Veo.
They you know what, they had a rough time before. There were some people that didn't appreciate them. They just need love and some patience. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Are
Yeah.
we keeping Oscar's hands as pets now?
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay.
Four.
But you got to take care of them.
I know.
Yeah,
I'll
and you have to feed
I'll
them.
walk them. I'll feed them. I'll clean up after them.
What do they eat?
What's the worst that can happen?
I have a feeling that Veo won't feed them. She's kind of
I don't know.
hogging
If,
a
I
lot
don't
of
know
her
if they
food.
need food.
Listen, I'll moisturize them. You know,
Oh, yeah,
delicate.
Okay.
They've obviously been abused. Those burn marks. So I got this.
Do you guys want to climb a ladder now?
Do we want? Yes.
When Pluto's not looking, I've started to tie a rope around me and him.
I hope I can notice.
Oh, hey,
Hey.
this is just in case I fall. I'm a little nervous about this ladder.
Oh, do you want to, I mean, I have climbing speed, but do you want to use my movable rod as, like, extra support?
Yes.
Okay. I hand over
I'll
the movable
I'll
rod.
still use the rope.
The rod.
Yeah, use the rope, but, like,
Yeah, you can tie yourself to
you
me.
know, rope, movable rod, just in case you fall and it's there.
It is a precarious climb, but working together with the immovable rod and each other, you are able to climb up the precipitous 75 or so feet through and you can feel like the wind like sway across the ladder, and there are bolts of electrical lightning that shoot through as you climb up. The hair on your body stands on end, and you might you might be feeling it in the stomach, make it churn as you swing in the air, but you manage to all climb your way up onto the upper part of the tower.
I'm, like, leading the hands up
Mm-hmm.
by climbing. The hands are climbing.
Well, that was fun.
That's a bit...
I think we're onto something here.
We have hands. We have half a staff of power.
Like, together, that's like a full Oscar. It's like one Oscar casting. Maybe?
I don't know. He got pretty powerful in the end. He was not a pushover. Probably should have taken care of him, you know, when we should have at the beginning.
When I was given the job to murder him, like months ago,
Yeah, we learned so much from him.
we
Pros
used
and
him
cons.
until he was used up.
Yeah.
He's all used up now.
He's all used up.
You're in the halls here are cracked and broken, and there are still bits that are wholly collapsed. But you are very close to where the elevator shafts are in the overall building, and the halls here appear through several of the broken walls on the lower level. You can see through to chambers that appear to be well-appointed living rooms and bedrooms. The apartments of the senior members of the academy that would have dwelt here. They all connect over to the rest of the main library. And as you walk through the remnants of this room, it seems that like groups of the mages would have their own private rooms, and then a common room, and then a shared workshop that they would all collaborate in. Probably some of the finest apartments and that you can see, and there's still like broken brooms that are still trying to sweep through the halls and clean things up as well. And once or twice you bump into a wayward unseen servant.
Avoid the brooms.
Where was that? Who was that?
Quick question. Was I able to discern what exactly potions I got from Oscar, or are those going to be mysteries until I drink them?
Just you haven't looked at them yet, but if you want to spend some time to check them out right now, 4 of them are potions of greater healing. There are 2 doses of aqua delirium, and then one of the potions is a potion of heroism, and one of the potions is a potion of invisibility.
Potion heavy.
Can I have a potion of invisibility?
There you go.
Yes.
And there were 2 scrolls that you found. One was a scroll of animate dead, and one was a scroll of create undead.
That's scary.
No. Undead creatures can help us channel the power.
Or
I'm-
not using Oscar because
I'm kind of thinking.
scary.
So he took the hands off the Archmage.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of in need of hands right now. Some might say.
Where are you? Are you going?
We
where I think
have
you're going?
we have like brand new hands that are like pretty active, and as they're trying to like strangle one of us.
No.
Yeah, maybe we can do a little swapperoo.
The main problem is when you see the room that the Archmage is in.
Hmm?
You'll see. You'll see. You'll see when we
Come
get
again?
Didn't you describe it to us before
there.
or no?
I described it as dangerous,
Oh, okay.
and
This whole
yeah,
place
well,
is dangerous.
I mean, at this point, yeah, I'm a little nervous about everything. It was raise undead and control undead.
Animate dead
Animate.
and create undead.
And create.
Cool.
Weren't there also when my arcane eye was up here? There were Modrons somewhere. Were they a level up?
They were at the Nexus,
Ah,
Oh.
and there was a fountain that
Yeah.
was populated by them as well. At one of the fountains by the elevators.
well, guys, do you want to keep going?
I was gonna say, are we gonna head up to the Nexus or is it too dangerous? You said it was dangerous.
Yeah, but we can go to the doorway. It's just I was
Before
I was-
like the swirling hurricane of awful.
Yeah, so I did describe it to you.
Yeah, you kind of gave
Oh.
us like a brief overview.
I say we go up to that doorway and see what we can do.
Yeah. Poke our heads in. See what's what.
Okay. The way you head back to the elevator room, where there is a fountain, where there are 3 Modrons, circular creatures with small wings and little spindly metallic arms that dive down into the fountain, scoop up water with a bucket, and then pour it back down again. And they do so in geometric patterns, so they'll all, in perfect synchronization, scoop down the water, flutter around in a circle, then dump it all together. There are the 4 elevator shafts here. All of them, when you look down the shafts, you just look down to the mess below.
Don't go in there.
Yeah, out of order.
Yeah. Somebody should put a sign
Somebody
up
should
here. It's
really put a
dangerous.
I
sign.
use mold earth to put out of order on the wall.
That's
Perfect.
Guys, I'm reading these scrolls. I could create a few minions for us if we need more people to channel the energy. I think between the hands, the undead that I can create, the 3 of us, I think we might have a good chance.
Could we also use Reaper?
It might be the last thing I'm able to do for a while, but yeah.
Hold on. If
I'm
we
running
can get
low
enough.
on summoning energies.
If we can get enough undead, then I think we should be okay.
I mean, Crowley will be in there too. Sorry, bud.
You can always
What-
bring him back.
what
Sorry,
kind
bud.
of undead power do you have?
One of these I can use to bring 3 corpses back as ghouls, and the other one I can use to bring a skeleton or zombie back.
Like, could you use it on the Archmage?
I could ghoulify the Archmage potentially.
Could we ghoulify the librarian?
I mean, there were also several corpses lying outside the Nexus. There were
Yeah.
undead creatures that had died there.
Oh.
So I might be able to animate them
Yeah.
again, giving us a small squad of...
Because it would be powerful people that would be up here.
Yeah,
no?
I feel like it would be like the Archmage or like maybe some of her like compadres.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's gonna get weird. I've never really risen the dead before.
Will they be friendly to you, or is they gonna start attacking us?
If I can do this correctly, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then perfect.
Yeah, perfect. I've never dabbled in necromancy. It was kind of like not my favorite.
Like a no-go.
I'm afraid of undead.
Are
Just
you?
be aware that casting Create Undead does take 1 minute, even with the scroll. So
Yeah.
you will need 1 minute to do that. And the scroll provides all the material components that you need. But if you do wish to do that, you will need to find the corpses. And
You had said that there were corpses in and around the entrance to the Nexus,
There are.
right? Yeah.
There are.
Cool.
Cool, yeah. This'll work. This'll work.
Yeah, like
It has to work. What's the worst that could happen, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'm drinking another 2. No, I'm drinking. If I drink more than 1 healing potion, does it also have side effects?
no, it's only when you combine healing potions with other things.
I could also use an aqua delirium, but I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm going to drink another greater healing potion.
Okay. How are you guys going to get up to the Nexus?
Are there no stairs?
You haven't looked?
yeah, we only found the elevator shaft. We could try to take the elevator.
When I was flying the eye
of
around.
order.
Oh, I went up the elevator shaft, didn't I?
Like,
Right.
can't we try to use the elevator? Like if we try to hit the button?
I
That's
pull a lever by the elevator.
Nothing happens.
Definitely out of order.
Well, let's look for some stairs, right? There's got to be stairs around here. That would be a safety hazard if what if the elevator goes down?
Yeah.
The people upstairs in the Nexus need to be able to leave the tower.
They probably just like use magic.
Oh,
You know,
that's,
like
that's a really good point.
I even have magic that does that too. So
Can we? Okay,
Your
what do we
magic
have to
make us go
climb?
up?
no, can only help us when we go down. So if we really need to like
Well, let's look for stairs first.
Jump
That
out of
seems
the
like the obvious choice.
Okay. Moving past the apartments and down the halls, you come to another set of doors that lead to the library, which, just as before, has the set of stairs connecting the levels between them. You could take this library up as far as these stairs up as far as they go.
Yeah, let's climb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything up is up.
Nice.
Heading up through the library, you eventually come to the loft of the library, which is the library comes up to the highest level where there is a massive set of reading rooms and desks that fill the entire floor of the library here, in the center of which is the other set of elevators and stairs leading up several more levels. This spiral staircase in the center.
up and up.
Up until we reach the Nexus, we're on a mission right now. I don't have time to.
Okay.
We can browse later.
Yeah, we can absorb, take pictures.
Along the way, you take the spiral stairs and pass through a set of pass by a grand balcony with a set of double doors that can only be the Archmage's chambers. They are closed. The stairs continue up to the Nexus.
About what I just said. Do you guys want to check out these Archmage's chambers? One of these is probably a key.
We
I
could,
get distracted easily.
do we want to do just a...
You just want to see if any of your mom's stuff is in there, don't you?
I mean, she wasn't the Archmage anymore, but there might be something.
Never know. There's history stuff in there.
Well, now you've talked me into it. I pull out the top part of the Staff of Power and I walk up to the Archmage door and I try to figure out how this works. Do I push on the door and touch the staff to it at the same time?
There's a flash of light, and the doors push open.
Oh, that worked.
Well, it's working at maximum efficiency. It's fine.
Everything's gonna be
Everything's
okay.
fine.
What's in the room?
Inside is a grand chamber. It is at first lined with the Archmage's personal library, heading up from floor to ceiling. And in the Archmage's chamber here, it goes out onto a great balcony overlooking the entire city, where there is a massive astrolabe attached to a telescope. And in fact, as you open up the door and step in, the doorway is still there behind you, but the room continues around and the door is just floating in space. And the entire place, it's like the ceiling disappears and the walls disappear, and it just looks out as if it's this massive platform overlooking the entire city. There are several sets of bookshelves that form the borders of various rooms, and other doorways floating in space, with staircases leading up to them, that some of them which are at impossible angles. And in this central chamber, there is a large circular couch, and there is a massive... So there's this astrolabe, which is a model of the planet with all the spheres rotating around it, and the couch is at the base of it looking up at the planet. And then out on one of the balconies, you can see this massive telescope pointed up at the stars with, in fact, a chair leading out to it. And surrounding the astrolabe and the telescope, you can see as well, floating between all of the doorways, are these chalkboards that are covered in formulas and bits of writing and scrolls and books all floating about. And you can see that there are these prominent designs and of the different arrangements of the planes of existence. So you recognize one of the patterns is this machine that is like this great wheel churning, not dissimilar to the design on the front of the clock tower itself. But there's a stack of books all beside it as well. There is another model, though, that shows this design of the planet, and then all these other spheres rotating and orbiting all around it. And you recognize that the runes on those planets are the runes for the different known planes. There is another model that is a stack of discs that are all tied to each other on a string, and they kind of loop in on each other like a Mobius strip. And each of them there's stacks of books beside them, and as you walk up to them, you can see that each of them are labeling these are the different theories of the cosmology of the multiverse that have been studied for years, and they're all like working models of the different possible cosmologies.
Guys, I need to become the Archmage. I want this bedroom.
Do it for the bedroom.
I walk over to the one that's showing all the different planes rotating around it, and I want to look for any correlation. Can I like wind it back or forwards?
Each of them has like a small pedestal and a wheel that winds, and like the gear work that winds the whole thing up.
I start winding the planes back. And
you can see that as you wind, there is there's a ring on the bottom, and the ring has the dates going back thousands of years, and you can turn the crank on each model, and in fact, as you turn it, the wheel rotates, but when it rotates around a full 360 degrees, it's like the years have impossibly continued, even though the one rotation of the ring is 100 years, but when you rotate it around, the numbers on the ring change to correspond to that. And you notice that depending on how fast or slow you rotate it, you look down at the ring again, and even the dates are slower and spanned out. So if you rotate it really fast, it rotates through the millennia. But if you rotate it very slowly, it rotates through just the days and the minutes and the hours. And then it just shows all these different times when the planes layer in on top of each other.
So as I figure this out, and I'm like just puzzled by it, and I'm trying to figure out the mechanics of it, I start to try to piece together. I'm thinking of the clock tower and the two planes that it's stuck on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think back to the date that I read about the clock tower getting stuck, and also the date that the meteor hit, which are two separate occasions. But I want to look for any correlations or clues in the planes.
Which model do you want to try this with?
I'm doing it with the planes.
So there's several different ones that are all the planes.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Flat
They're
The one that was like the planes rotating around the Earth is different.
There's several different models, and as you can go up to them, you can see them actually labeled. One of them is called the Great Wheel, and one of them is called the World Axis. Another is called the Orbit, and another is called the Conjunction.
I'm going to try the Conjunction.
So the Conjunction is the stack of discs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you rotate this stack, it basically shuffles the discs. And so they overlap and they grind against each other and they move over top of each other as if in this constant rotation of chaos and dancing. And as you come towards and as you rotate around and through it, what date do you want to rotate to first?
I think first I want to try the date that the meteor struck.
Okay.
Probably closest.
As you rotate around towards the meteor, to the date of the meteor, several days before it, there is a flash of light, and this additional rock appears, and it rotates around the entire array, and as you get to the date of the meteor, it collides with the disk that represents the material plane.
What?
You guys saw that, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm on to something. I'm sorry that I'm postponing,
Nexus can wait.
but this... I feel like if I can just figure something out, there's a clue here.
I want you to go to another one and see if it does the same thing.
I go to the orbit,
Or
and I find the same date.
A similar thing happens. The orbit one depicts all the different planets rotating around each other and depicts the planes almost their own planets. And this one is the orbit. And as it does so, and as you get to the date, this shard appears from an unknown source, and it rotates around the material and then collides with the material.
If I go and check each one, do they all do that?
Yes.
What if we go to today's date? And a follow-up question. What dates were they set on before we started turning them?
They were on the current date. So
Like
when you take
today?
your hands off of them, they reset to the current day.
I go back and I want to wind it back to the date that the clock tower stopped.
With each of them, as you wind them all back, make an Arcana check.
Nine.
Okay. You can't quite make sense of what's going on here, but give me one investigation check instead to see if you notice the detail.
17.
Okay. You can't figure out what's going on, but the only thing that you notice is that in all of these models, as you wind them back, the planes of Mechanus and Limbo are almost in lockstep with each other, as if they are always kept at distance from one another. And as you wind it back to the moment where the clock stuck, you can see that Pandemonium and Limbo and Mechanicus have been in this almost planar undertow for at least 111 years. And in each model, they seem to be caught in each other's gravity. And then as soon as you go back, if you go past 111 years, what happens between them is not
Doesn't seem to correspond
Yeah.
with each other. So the moment the clock tower stopped, they became in sync with each other in this sort of orbit of their own accord.
Mm-hmm.
For 111 years. They stay in that from the moment till... And then...
But what does that have to do with the meteor?
Would Ella? No.
Okay, I have a question. We can ask Eldrick, but what about if we try to go forward in time on these machines?
Ah.
What happens if you start to go slowly?
It stops at the present date.
Ah.
Oh, so
Because
you can't
this
tell
is the interesting thing, is that they wouldn't have known the meteor was coming because they couldn't have checked ahead, right?
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out where this magic is, like what it's calling upon.
Eldrick, you there?
Yes.
We're all feeling much better. We've had a bit of a rest. We've put some stuff together. We found some ways that we might be able to get the Nexus to work for us. We've also gone into the Archmage's chambers. Have you ever seen these chambers in Drakkenheim?
No, I knew Modera, but I had never visited her personal chambers. She was a brilliant scholar of the planes.
Yeah, so we're looking at a lot of the planes here, and you know the clock tower in Drakkenheim, how it's been stuck for 111 years? Is that something you're aware of?
No.
Oh. Well, this conversation isn't going the way I planned at all. Anyway, toodaloo.
Maybe your mother's journal has maybe some answers. Did it ever reference anything about the planes or?
I flip open my mom's journals and start frantically flipping through the pages looking for anything to
do with
help me
Mechanus
understand
or
this.
Pandemonium?
I mean, you need to
or-
spend some time to really go through this to find references to that.
All right.
So it doesn't go ahead in time. It stops at the current date. It predicts the meteor hitting.
I think for now the only answer we're getting out of this is that the planes shifted in some way. But I can't figure out how that corresponds with the meteor.
Is there
But
a
it feels like it should.
Are they attached to
relationship?
the wall? Are they attached to something?
There are no walls.
Oh.
There's only floor.
How big are they?
How big are these?
Yeah.
They range in size from 10 feet across to the largest one, the Great Wheel, is about 30 feet wide.
I was hoping we'd be able to take them with us.
I feel like
No, they're massive machines.
I feel like if we can reclaim this tower, we can always come back here and study this further. This is another place that I would like to lock down as an additional lab for research.
You basically have like
Science.
you're like the Starbucks of labs in Drakkenheim. You have like
How many do you have now?
you
Two?
have labs everywhere.
3?
I have a portable lab. I have a lab at my dad's place. I have a lab in your tower. I have a lab in Oscar's basement. And now this one.
And there was that other one we found.
Oh, yeah, the juice lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of labs. Well,
One more. Can I have one more thought?
yeah, go for it.
We're just workshopping this.
Absolutely. There's no stupid answers.
Mechanus
Questions.
and Limbo are the two.
hmm
What was their relationship when the meteor hit? We go to that day because we know the relationship from the clock tower stopping.
Yeah.
As you rewind the Great Wheel, wherever this flash of light, of purple light comes from that collides with the material plane, each time you rewind it back, it comes from a different place. It doesn't originate from any of the. It doesn't originate from any of the planes. It comes out of space and collides.
And the relationship between Mechanus and Limbo, is it the same?
As it was for the 111 years prior, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just stockpile this all.
Okay.
I feel like it would take hours, maybe even days or weeks. And I feel like, once this place is secure, we can call in much smarter spellcasters than me.
Don't sweat it. I mean, I think it's teasing at something.
It is.
And I think we've got some.
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I really wish I'd stuck it out in school a little bit longer and paid attention. Let's just cast some spells to impress
I'll never
some
need all
girls
my
and-
planes classes, and you skip them all the time.
Don't skip geography.
Never.
I
Especially
definitely skipped planes class to go hang out with Kat.
Astronomy?
Astronomy, physics, astrophysics.
Yeah.
I really just went to like the
Planar
class that taught
tectonics.
me how to shoot fire. That was like the only class I paid attention in.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
So, like,
101.
should we keep just taking a look in this room and then move on?
Yeah, we take like a last gander around the room. Is there anything else of interest, or is that like the main focus?
There's a private bath. What looks like
I
to
need
be
this.
a meeting room and a bureau, and stacks and stacks of bookshelves containing all manner of spell books, rare tomes, and other statues and artifacts.
If I become Archmage of this tower, you guys are invited up here anytime.
I want the gears for fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to ride the elevator.
Other than that, there's just books in a
I'll get the
tub.
elevators
Who
fixed.
uses a tub? Ugh.
As often as I can.
No, you used my rain drinking water barrel.
Yeah, you soiled all of her drinking water.
Do you want to continue looking around through the chambers, or do you want to proceed elsewhere?
I think we should proceed to the Nexus.
Go to the Nexus.
Up and away?
I pet the hands like, good job, guys. You waited so patiently. I'm ready.
The hands give you a thumb up.
Yes.
You proceed up the stairs that reconnect back up to a grand hallway leading towards the Nexus. You are in a chamber where all the pathways converge, the stairs and the elevators. There is a great fountain that is carved in the shape of several dragons. And instead of breathing out water, the dragons are breathing out their elemental types. So it is a fountain of lightning, fire, ice, poison, and acid. That is all converging around, but when it hits the pool, it all turns into water again.
Pluto, don't drink from the fountain.
What if I want to drink one of them? Like the acid one? What if I'm like really... Or poison. I can drink poison. Are we still immune? Are we still heroes?
Yeah, the Hero's Feast would still be in effect. Yep.
Drink the poison.
Before you is a scene of carnage. The grand double doors leading into the Nexus. It's a short set of stairs that lead up to it. The doors have been blown open, and you can hear the crackling noises and the whirling maelstrom of the chamber within. Looking through the doors, you can see that all manner of Oscar Yorn's constructs lie battered and destroyed on the floor in the Nexus chamber. And looking into the chamber, as you pass through the doors, it is a massive dome-like chamber that must stretch up easily. It is easily the last 70 to 100 feet of the tower itself. It is a huge chamber, and it reaches up and then comes up to the final, reaches up in this kind of geometric angled dome at the very top of the whole thing. So it's not a curved dome itself. It's almost like it goes straight up and then comes in at 45-degree angles along the edges before being a straight top. And there are these great pillars that reach up all along the way, and between all the pillars are these shards, what are evidently the windows looking out across the entire city. Several of them have been broken away. And as you look in, you can see that there is a staircase and an arching bridge leading into a massive, large pedestal in the center of the room. But it's difficult to see what else is in the room until you actually walk through the doors. There is all manner of crackling energy and sweeping winds howling in the chamber, essentially around some sort of point or focusing lens, which Sebastian had seen earlier. And the undead creatures of Oscar Yoren lie scattered and destroyed around the base.
Guys, I think I'm going to raise these. Are there enough to raise 3 of them?
You would need to retrieve them.
Oh, they're in the room?
They're in the room.
Nothing else happened.
Is the threshold very obvious, like where the door is? It just immediately becomes windy. And...
No, in fact, it wisps out and crackles out from the doorway itself. It isn't entirely contained within there. So even there's several of these undead creatures have been destroyed just outside it as well. The crackling energy howls through the area, and it looks like several of the creatures were able to progress inside the chamber, but eventually something destroyed them utterly and completely.
Can I take my rope and try, like, are they close enough that I can try to, like, fish them out of the room?
With a rope, you would need to noose them and drag them by the neck or something like that, or even throw a grapple and just
Can I borrow the end of your grapple shot? You can't use that on...
Not to drag things now.
No, but can I just borrow it for a second?
Sure.
Can I take, like, the end of a grapple shot, tie it to my rope, and try to throw and hook onto them and drag them out?
Yeah. It takes a lot of work, but you are able to grapple several bodies. There are more than just Oscar Yoren's dead in here. There are the bodies of several other dead mages.
Oh, we want them.
Yeah,
Take
we
them.
want the mages.
Okay. Once I've pulled out enough, can I read from the scroll?
Yes. I'm just going to ask you, because you mentioned this before. Did you want these ones, or do you want to go for the librarian and the Archmage? The Archmage is further into the chamber.
Did we
I feel like the librarian would be good.
Did the rope
Especially with
get
that
affected
staff.
or anything by the space? Like,
Yeah, when I throw the rope in, does anything happen to the rope, or does the whole thing just continue?
You throw the rope in and and it gets swept up in the wind. And so it takes several attempts for you to actually hit one of the bodies, but you are able
put
to
weights
do
on it or something,
And at a few points, the grapple head gets hit by a bolt of lightning that comes out from the storm. And you are able to, it doesn't channel along the rope because the rope is not conductive, but it does get caught up in the environmental effects that are there. The winds seem very, very heavy, and the strikes of lightning and arcane energy seem random and erratic.
can we see the Archmage from the doorway?
From the doorway, you can see that at the heart of the nexus is the great base of the focusing lens. So there are these massive glass lenses, and in many ways, the lenses are very much reminiscent of the astrolabes in the Archmage's chambers. They're on gears and massive pieces, and they can be focused in different orders around this central orb in the middle of this massive pedestal. And before the pedestal is a smaller control pedestal as well that is covered in glittering arcane runes that are crackling with erratic energy. And they're her body is floating in the maelstrom itself. Near the pedestal is what remains of the Archmage, and you can see that her hands have been clawed off, but the rest of her body is still floating up and about, even though parts of it have been torn away.
Pluto?
Like something got in there and took her hands. So I mean, I could probably go in there and
No, I think that
hands
when
back.
her hands were taken, perhaps the removing of the Staff of Power from her caused this. But how's your arm?
Feeling good.
Think you can throw this grapple far enough to catch her?
Is that a challenge?
What's the range on the... She's about 80 feet into the room and up.
I mean, how long's your
I have
rope?
50 foot of rope.
I have also 50 foot of rope, I think.
We got to tie a good knot. Who's the best at knot tying? Pluto?
I did some sailing.
What would it be for knot tying?
We'll just have to.
Sleight of hand?
If we lose this rope, I mean, okay, we've already gotten enough bodies out here to do it if we lose it.
We need
So,
I'm pretty good at ropes and tying knots.
okay.
Yeah, between the three of us, we can figure it out.
We tie 2 of the ropes together,
Okay.
and I hand them over to Pluto. May your aim be true.
Do you
Can
want me
I
to just
javelin her?
attach it to an arrow and like shoot it in?
Yeah, can we just can you just shoot her in the leg or
Yeah.
something and then
Okay.
tow her back?
All right.
I untie the grapple. I'm like, well,
You've got a range
yeah,
of
I'm
like
glad we thought of this
300
now.
feet.
Sorry.
I tie it to an arrow.
And I put it in my longbow, and I shoot it towards her leg.
All right, make an
Something
attack roll.
soft and squishy. That'll take a.
Does it matter about sharpshooter?
I probably don't need a sharpshooter if you're going
Okay.
for accuracy.
26.
It hits her in the leg, and it is held steady.
And we all just start pulling.
As you
you guys-
you pull the body back, and as you do so, you can hear a voice cry out, "You defiler! You sick, twisted man! You! What are you doing? Still dredging up my remains!" And the vortex in the room begins to coalesce into the massive, for a moment, into this massive, angry face. And it sweeps around and coalesces around the core of the Nexus into a wraith-like figure of the Archmage crying out in fury.
Wait. We're not Oscar. We
We're-
killed Oscar.
We're astronomers, and we just want to.
We're trying to get you out of this storm.
Tell her who your mom is.
I am the son of the previous Archmage. Lenneth Eventide. I am Lenneth's son.
Her face shifts for a moment as a strange recognition comes over her features. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Oh!
And we are back from our break.
Big shout out to Tabletop Audio for providing all our ambient music for this stream and all the others. Please check it out at tabletopaudio.com and elevate your own games at home.
And of course, don't forget to check out your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch at the links below at our Teespring store, or you can follow the link bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
If you're enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, check out our Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. We also have a phenomenal Discord. The community is made exclusively from our patrons, where you can discuss role-playing games and all the other cool nerdy things. We talk about Drakkenheim and D&D and video games and all that stuff. So come and hang out.
With that, let's return to the ruins. The ghastly visage of the Archmage straightens as you are still like kind of pulling.
I've stopped. I'm still holding it.
Yeah.
We're not losing.
And she floats back down to the ground, and the arcane energies swirling about, calm for a moment. It's like being in the eye of the storm of a hurricane. There's still like the loud rumble in the background of all the energy, and she says, "You are Lenneth Eventide's son."
Yes, I've come to reclaim the tower in her name.
And for the academy. And for the academy.
And for the academy.
Yep.
And for Draken Force. No, we shouldn't bring it up.
Lenneth Eventide has been dead for... How long has it been?
15?
No, I'm older than 50.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, wait. Yeah, she died in childbirth. So about.
How old are you?
How old am I? How many birthdays have I had? Nobody celebrated my birthdays. I'm in my late 20s.
Approximately.
Drop Eldrick's
She
name.
looks
Drop
skeptical.
Eldrick's name.
Eldrick was my
Prove
mentor.
to me that you are her child.
I pull out the Staff of Power and my mom's spell book, and I hold them up at the door.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
$28.
Something horrible has happened here.
I can see that.
Come into the Nexus.
If I do, will I die?
I don't know.
Oh.
I did.
Then why should I come in?
You have the Staff of Power.
It's broken.
There's been an incident with the staff.
This tower has become a place of madness. But we might be able to do something about it.
Would you be mad if we brought you back to help?
I can reanimate you. Or is that...
She steps down. You would just be turning my body into a mockery. I have been cleft in twain, body and soul. That is just flesh. Nothing else.
Okay, so we don't need her. Do we still need to... We'll leave her there.
Let the rope go. Just let her float.
The body floats up in the air. You wish to restore this place.
Yeah. We have a broken staff, but it's my understanding that I might be able to channel the power through multiple people to try to calm the Nexus down and reset it.
Is that what you were doing?
The more magical, the better.
I remember that day. It shook through the tower. I was here. All I could do was grip the staff and hold the energies together. Hold this place together. I have been fighting so hard for so long to keep this place. But we can keep it longer. We can do it. Do you wear rings, boy?
I am told that I am of the level of a 5-ring spellcaster, but I have not been granted my rings yet.
And your friends?
This one does simple magic. This one is skilled at slaying mages, but he has no magical skills himself.
He's strong in heart and body.
He is. He's a very strong individual.
I have rings at home.
You have the staff.
I have what's left of it, and I hold up both halves of it.
My rings.
Oh yeah, you have the hands.
I have... Did we take...
Did you? I thought you did. I have other hands.
Did we take Oscar's hands?
We took Oscar's hands, but we didn't take Oscar's new hands. His lady hands.
Your hands are downstairs.
Downstairs.
Oh, we forgot your hands.
I remember. He came, that man. That malfeasant. I banished him. I remember his face. He took my hands. For I would not let him come near the Nexus.
He was mean.
We took care of him.
Not a nice person.
He's gone.
Very well. The rings are just metal. You have the staff. Come.
Should I raise more bodies up? I can raise a few extra conduits.
Dead flesh will help us not.
Okay.
We need but a strong spirit will.
I feel strong.
You feeling strong?
I do a couple push-ups.
Guys, I pull out the Staff of Power in one hand, and I reach out my other hand to grab whoever's closest to me. And then you reach out to grab Veo's hand. And I start to walk into the room, holding the
Okay.
Staff of Power up.
The ghost, still in the tattered Archmage's robes, she says,
Veo squeezing real tight.
"Do you have the shards of the staff? It's
Yeah.
been broken."
Yes.
Yeah. Dump out the bag.
And as she looks down at them, and the shards of the staff float in line with each other, and she puts her hands on them, and these spectra and the parts of it that are broken where the shards are gone, she fills them in with it, like this spectral energy fills them in, and she gestures for you to keep carrying it forward towards the pedestal.
I keep moving towards the pedestal.
We're all moving.
Yeah, linking arms,
Team-
going across.
This will hurt.
Wait, why
Do I have time to drink a potion?
No, hang on.
You should do what you need to do now.
Guys, I have a potion of invulnerability. Do you think that will help?
Probably.
Do you have one too?
I do.
Vale? I'm sorry. I'm
Veo,
gonna,
do you want
I
it?
didn't volunteer for this.
Veo, do you want it?
No. It's good.
I
I don't even think I want to use it. Do I want to use it?
I'm gonna drink my potion of invulnerability.
You're going to be the conduit. We're just helping.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. Is I'm at the forefront. So I down a potion of invulnerability. I grab the staff, and I approach.
Okay. She says, "When we do this, there is a tear in our world here. And in order to close this tear and start the Nexus, they will be able to open again. Are you ready?"
Wait, what? I don't understand.
In the great words of...
Beings of other worlds will try to stop us.
My name's Sebastian Crow, and I was born ready. And I hold the staff out
And I
Dramatically.
And I cringe.
dramatically.
Okay. She places her spectral hands on it, and as you hold the staff towards the pedestal, it kind of twists upwards, and this receptacle appears that locks in and around the staff. And so the staff is being held level towards it, and the pillar rises up, locks in around that, and all of a sudden these 4 orbs come up out of the larger base of the pedestal. So as you come up onto the bridge where the pedestal is, there is this crack in the floor around you where this vortex of arcane energy is kind of swirling around, and you look down at the shimmering waters underneath, and it is just awash in octarine color, like a little lake of octarine cradled out. And then as you come close to the nexus point, these 4 orbs rise up out of the large pedestal, and the great rings of the nexus begin to turn and rotate around each other and lock into place. And these beams originate from the orbs, and they bounce through the various lenses. And this, almost like this dream catcher of arcane energy, it starts pulling in this maelstrom that is the Archmage herself. And it begins to rotate around, and this crackling energy just appears everywhere. And all of a sudden, you hear this ripping noise, like reality itself is tearing open. And one of the great glass windows shatters out. And as it does, the spilling of reality itself spills out into the room, and the shards of glass begin to fly around. And as it opens up, all of from it spill out these gears and mechanical pieces, and about a dozen modrons just spill out of it and fall down on the ground, and they all begin screaming 001 01 0000001 01.
Ludo, talk to them.
And
1011.
as they begin screaming The small circular spherical ones fly out and begin flying around. But then these larger ones that look like 2 cubes with wings coming out of them fly out of the rift. And then another smaller rift appears, and in the shower of gears, this thing that looks like a giant flower on 5 legs falls out with a whump. And another one falls out. And another one does. And as they begin to fall out of the rifts as well, another set of rifts open up as well, and from them just appear this cloud of bubbles of butterflies and an elephant that explodes into smaller elephants that explode into smaller elephants that explode into smaller elephants that explode into smaller elephants. And as the puddle of elephants falls on the ground, the pustulous mass of flesh gathers together into this lumbering, blue-skinned creature. It is massive, almost 8 feet tall, with gigantic claws and a huge maw. And as it forms itself, the Modrons start going 0 1 0 1 0 0 0 0 0, and they start attacking it, and it starts fighting them. And more of these creatures begin appearing as crackles of energy fly around all through the air. Roll for initiative.
Uh-oh.
What? What?
So we tore a little piece of reality open.
Is now a good time to mention that I'm very low on magical powers?
You're holding a staff of power. What's the worst thing? Start swinging it.
I'm like, we need to take one of these cube ones.
Yeah, we're going to take
Home
one of
with
these
us.
cube ones home.
I feel like that's like the bottom of the priority list right now.
So all the Modrons are helping against the blue guys. Is that what you said?
Oh, man. These things.
Ooh.
Okay. What do we got? What do we got?
I got a 15.
8.
17.
Damn.
I know.
I mean, you're at the bottom of the line.
Makes sense.
It's a pretty shocking situation to be in.
It's a big space. I'm happy about it.
So are you holding the staff anymore, or did it leave your hand and go into its like mode?
No, I'm still holding it.
Okay.
Actually, do I need to keep holding it?
I don't know. I'm thinking like just go into
Ask the
protection mode.
Archmage. She'll know.
Hey, swirling vortex.
Is it self-sufficient yet?
Pluto
or-
here. Yeah. Are you just gonna do your own thing, or
Okay.
what?
So the other one.
Don't worry, you're invulnerable.
I'm analyzing so many options right now. Oh yeah, I am invulnerable. Half damage from everything. Cool.
Okay. So the creatures that appear howl with rage, and Modera says, "That is a Slotty. Those are Modrons. They will fight each other, but they will all try to stop us, for what we do is an offense to both chaos and law."
Oh.
Quick question: Do I have to hold the staff here the whole time?
One of you needs to hold the staff at all times. And at the end of the round, here's what will happen. Whoever is holding the staff will be able to make an ability check to control the Nexus. Then, because the staff is broken, there will be a backlash of energy. That damage will be spread amongst everyone who is holding the staff at the end of the round. So as long as you are touching the staff, you can share in that damage.
Does that count if we hold a bad guy? Do they also share in the damage?
You can only do this willingly.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The start of the round, the Slotty. The massive hulking creature forms beside you. It is gigantic in nature, and it sees one of the orbs in front of it, and it takes its massive fists, and these claws come out of its hands, and it begins smashing the orb.
Like the ones that came out of the
This
ground?
giant blue creature on the platform
no.
beside you. It smashes at the orb, crashes into it with its fists, and begins bashing in onto one of the orbs. And he deals about 20 points of damage to it as he smashes into it, and cracks begin to appear on it as he attacks it. The other Slod rushes towards one of these massive petal-like Modrons and begins to again take its fists and start trying to tear it apart and attacking it. Pluto, you are up.
Heeding the advice of the Archmage, I'm gonna let go of Pluto and Veo for now.
Sebastian.
Yeah,
Sebastian.
Pluto.
I'm Pluto. You're Sebastian. I'm a fighter. And I'm gonna try to jump this acid
Okay.
and rush the Slotty.
It's a pool of octarine liquid. What
Oh.
it actually is, you probably don't want to think about
treat it like acid.
Okay. You leap across towards the creature.
And I'm gonna pull out Flame Tongue, or not Flame Tongue.
Ignatius!
As I do, I call out its command word and strike it as hard as I can. As hard as I can. As hard as I can. Getting a 29 to hit.
A 29, that is a hit.
Not really great on the damage. Only 2 fire damage and 13 regular damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna swing at it again. Getting a 22
Also a hit.
for 11 regular and 9 fire.
Okay.
Woo.
You carve into this creature, and as you slash into its body, the wounds open up, and a bunch of buckets pour out.
Like buckets?
Yeah, just a ton of buckets. Just miniature buckets fall out instead of blood.
My brain. Oh, guys, they're made of buckets. What are they weak to?
Holes?
I'm gonna put
Next
more
up.
holes in it.
What are they made of? The buckets.
Are the pentadrones. The pentadrones spur into action, and they leap up in the air, spinning like a top, and one crashes up onto the platform beside Sebastian and Veo.
This one.
Yeah, the far one. And it spins all of its arms around, and it smashes into Veo twice and Sebastian 3 times with its arms.
Uh-oh.
So Veo, I get a 23 and a 9 against you.
One hits.
And Sebastian, I get a 23, a 9, and a 22 to hit you.
2 hit.
One.
Okay, so Sebastian, you take a total of 10 points of damage. And
5.
Veo, you take 8 points of damage. As it rears back, and as it spins you around with its petal-like arms, the metal plates that compose the flower-like of its petal each have an eyeball that look at you disapprovingly and cry out, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, as it smacks into you. One of the other pentadrone smashes into the Slod several times, actually scoring a critical hit against it, and fights back against the Slod, dealing some damage to it. And the final pentadrone It rushes around over toward. It runs around the side of the area, jumping across the. No, not that one, the far one, and it runs up to Pluto and the other Slod. Yep. Hello. And it makes 3 of its attacks on Pluto, scoring a critical hit, which you're immune to, and 2 misses, and then it attacks and hits the Slod once as well. So Pluto, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and the Slod also takes some damage as well. Sebastian, it is your turn. As you focus your energies in here, you sense that you might be able to, while you're doing this though, you might be able to draw on the magic of the Staff of Power.
To cast Staff of Power spells? Or
Yes. However, if you do so, that will be siphoning away or you could refocus your energy back into it. So, you have your choice. If you want, you can cast give up one of your own spell slots. And this will give you advantage on the check to control the staff, to control the Nexus at the end of the round. If you want to cast a spell from the Staff of Power, you can do so. But if you do so, I will raise the difficulty class by 5 that you must make on the Arcana check to control the Nexus.
Can I also just cast a spell and continue holding the staff?
Yes.
Okay, I will keep all of that in mind. So I keep one hand on the staff and I rifle through my bag and I pull out one of my scrolls and I spin it out and I hold it and I start chanting the words on it, turning around.
Zap! You're gonna do Cone of Cold.
I'm gonna do Cone of Cold.
And
hitting those. I'm gonna do Cone of Cold hitting 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually, maybe 5?
can you do that in such a way that you don't hit all your friends?
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Veo's under that template. Or is she?
He's doing it to the script.
Okay, looks good. So 5 of them have to make saves against Cone of Cold. The first 2, the Pentadrone and the Duodrone, both fail. And the 3 Monodrones... one of the Monodrones makes its saving throw.
Alright, so that is 8d8.
Ooh,
Yep.
Here. There's 2.
I have 2 here.
So you pull out the scroll and you cast Cone of Cold from the scroll. Okay.
And I'm going to use... Can I use? Yeah, I can use
Yep, you can use sorcery points on scroll.
sorcery point to reroll 3 of those. Cool. Well, one of them got better. Alright, math time.
Bam.
39.
Bam.
Okay. The Modrons are frozen solid and shatter into pieces.
Interesting. Oh, I think one of those saves, right?
Oh, wow. You did quite the number there.
They shatter into pieces and are destroyed by the mighty Cone of Cold. Anything else, Sebastian?
I throw aside the used up scroll and I put both hands back on the staff and continue focusing on controlling it.
The Quadroons fluttering in the air take back their bows, and each of them gets to make 4 short bow attacks.
Whoa.
And so all of you get shot 4 times. Sebastian, I get a 13. I'll start with Veo, actually. Veo, I get a 13 and an 8.
Nope.
And, wow, a 6 and an 11.
Nope.
Sebastian, I get a 19 and a 8. And an 18 and a 9.
Yeah, 2 hit.
For a total of 11 points. 14 points of piercing damage.
What's half of 14?
And Pluto, I get
7.
a natural 1 and a 7, and a 14 and a 19.
They all just...
They just all bounce off. Okay.
Some of them like land in the shield that I'm not even paying attention to.
Okay. Veo, you are up.
All right. I take a step towards Sebastian. I aim my bow for 3 shots on my longbow at the big blue ugly guy.
Alrighty.
All right, let's take this. 22.
That is a hit.
On. Ooh. Ooh. That's a good one. $42.
42.
There we go.
Okay, that is
'Cause sneak
now
attack.
we're on the board. Okay.
And
Yeah, that leaves
Try to
the
ambush
slot.
her.
So as the arrow pierces through the slot and comes out of its back, a flutter of balloons accompany the arrow as it goes out the other side and it floats away.
oh, so nice.
And then all the balloons pop.
For now. Pop, pop, pop.
This is
Second
so
shot.
Weird.
14.
That is a miss. It deflect. As the arrow goes through, the slot, a hole appears in the slot, and the arrow just goes straight through it.
And then 23
That is a hit.
There it is.
for 25 damage.
The arrow strikes into the slot, and as it does so, the arrow smashes apart and forms several mathematical formulas before disintegrating.
Oh, wow. And then I put my hand on Sebastian.
Okay.
I'm here for you. I ain't running away this time.
All right. The remaining Modrons. I just have one. Remaining Modron.
And there's
Yep.
one way over there.
Okay, the two of them fly, one towards Sebastian, one towards Veo. And the monodrones each they try to smash you with their spindly little hands,
All right, hiss at it.
getting a 20 against Veo and a 16 against Sebastian.
I cast shield. Wait. I might not be able to. Yeah, I don't cast shield.
Okay, Sebastian, you take 2 points of piercing damage, and Veo, you take 4 points of piercing damage as they
Aw.
punch you with their little spindly fingers.
Oh, they're really trying.
Yeah,
And they go
never
0,
mind.
0, 0, 0.
And I'm trying to use like my tail to like swat it away. I'm like, no.
Okay.
Ow.
It is the end of the round. How many of you are touching the staff?
2 of us.
Okay, so a surge of arcane energy flies through the chamber and channels through the broken staff. The 2 of you are holding it along with Modera. There are now, Sebastian,
Yeah.
you can make an Arcana check. Or, use your spellcasting ability modifier, because this is actually your raw spellcasting
Can I
ability.
keep that roll? Because that was a 20.
That was a 20.
That was, okay.
That was a 20.
And then you scooped
But then you
up. I
said,
was like, no.
hold on a second.
Okay, well, it was a 20. Okay.
It was.
Okay.
Because that was awesome.
Okay. So
I was like, no.
you
take it.
drive in the Staff of Power and focus all of your arcane power into it, and there is a smash of energy. And since you've rolled a natural 20,
Yeah.
you may choose one of 3 bonus options.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Bonus round.
Okay.
Ooh.
First of all, you may choose. You can feel in this moment that there are more rifts of arcane energy about to open up, and you feel the connection to at least 6 different planes coming in your mind. If you wish, I will tell you those 6 different planes, and you may choose which plane a rift opens to and creatures will spill out from.
Oh, this is how the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man gets created.
Or you may choose for this round to negate all the damage that you will all suffer from the bolt, or you may now, for free, cast a spell from the Staff of Power.
Oh, man. Okay, if I choose to negate, then a random portal's going to
A
open.
random portal is going to open up.
Where's my spell list for Staff of Power?
Yeah, I was looking at
Do you
it.
get to choose which spell, or is it random spell?
I am going to...
I don't mind taking damage.
Globe of Invulnerability, what does that do?
Makes you, it blocks all spells of 6th level and lower.
Oh. I'm going to take this opportunity to cast a spell for free from the staff.
Okay.
And it's going to be another cone of cold.
Hey.
Nice.
It's going to be this way.
Alrighty.
So I think this guy escapes,
Okay.
but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of these guys.
Nice.
Alrighty. So the Slod
Yeah.
gets a 12, which fails. The Pentadrone succeeds with a 19. The two flying ones, one gets a crit and succeeds, the other fails. And the Duodrones, one succeeds. So half of all the Modrons succeeded, and the Slod failed.
$31.
31 damage. So that destroys one of the flying ones and one of the Duodrones. So one of the Quadroons and one of the Duodrones are destroyed. Does 31 damage to the slot. And it does damage to the... And the other ones are all bloodied by that.
Awesome.
Yep. Wow. Nice. Okay. It is the end of the round, and you have...
How much damage do I take?
All right.
We take.
Oh, you guys are so good.
A total of
I'm
10...
your true best friend!
A total of 10d6 psychic damage is dealt this round.
Okay.
How many dice would you each like to take? And you can
I have
and you can
invulnerability.
also say some to take some to
10.
Modera.
10d6.
Yeah, and all of you have to take at least 2 each,
I'll take.
but you can take more if you want to.
She takes 2, you take 2.
You take 6?
I'll take 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that'll be like 3.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Vale,
Okay.
you take 10 points of psychic damage. Modera takes 10. And Sebastian, you take... You take 25 points of psychic damage.
Halved.
Okay, by the potion of invulnerability.
That was a good drink.
Okay. Top of the round, and rifts open up. Which of you would like to roll a d6 to determine where rifts open up from?
5.
5. A rift from the elemental chaos rips open. Roll a d4 and let's find out what kind of elemental comes through.
You do it, Vale.
We have an elemental. Oh, a d4?
Earth, water, fire, air.
1.
An earth elemental steps through.
Ooh.
This is fine. Everything's
Fine,
fine.
we're
It's fine. We're fine.
Oh, right there!
Right there.
Right there.
Ah,
It's fine. We're fine. We killed Oscar before. This is an elemental.
Alrighty.
You know?
An earth elemental reaches up from the portals, and it will be acting at the end of the round. The Slotty. The Slod attacks viciously into Paluto,
Hi.
making 2 attacks with its bite, with its claws, and 1 with its bite. It gets a 26 and a 14 to hit with its claws,
26 hits.
and an 11 to hit with its bite.
Yeah.
Okay, the claw deals 10 points of slashing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Oh no. I get a 15.
That is a success. Whew. Okay, the other Slod smashes apart the Pentadrone with its first claw attack and its bite, and then it leaps up onto the then it rushes forward towards the other duo drone and smashes it apart. So the one on the ground to the duo drone, it destroys both of them.
Okay, so it's running around killing everything. Okay, fine. Everything's fine.
And you can take the flying stand away.
Can I use this opportunity to repost his 14?
Yes.
I get a 26 to hit
That is a hit.
for 14 damage of regular damage and 10 fire.
Okay. That with that riposte, he is cleft in twain.
Yes!
And collapses into a shower of musical instruments.
My brain can't comprehend everything that's happening, so I just have
The
to...
musical
like
instruments
blood.
then all grow legs and eyes and run away before exploding into fireworks.
I scream a very manly Caspian battle cry.
What does
Okay.
it sound like?
Pluto, you're up.
And then I turn around and I jump back over the acid or the octane. I'll take the opportunity attack if he
Okay.
gets one.
He gets an 18 to hit.
Miss! It deflects off my shield as I haphazardly jump back over, and then I run through my friends and I run directly at the earth elemental. So
Okay.
I'm just running back and forth. And I yell, Ignatius! And I'm going to use a 18 to hit. Or 20 to hit, sorry.
that is
9
a hit.
plus 11, 20. For 17 regular damage and 6 fire damage.
Nice.
And then I'm going to hit him again. And I'm going to hit him again. And I just start wailing on this. Oh, and I miss dramatically.
Oh.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to try to shove him back away from us.
Okay.
Because I'm super strong.
I get a 25.
I do not. I don't.
The earth elemental is unmoved.
He's
the
pretty
earth
solid.
remains.
It
Okay.
switches into it and then it pops out.
The pentadrone, only one remains, and it bends down like bends over to open up all of its petals, and all the mouths on the petals exhale this spray of pollen and gas, and all of you need to make Constitution saving throws.
Is it against
Is it
poison?
It is not poison.
Yeah.
It is a paralysis gas.
Constitution save?
Yeah.
Oh, 4.
24.
Veo, you are paralyzed for 1 minute.
Uh
The two of you are not. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turn, but Veo, you fall paralyzed on the ground.
Oh. Cool.
Sebastian, it is your turn.
All right.
You just see Veo freeze and like...
Kick out your foot and touch her.
Yeah. Keep contact with me.
I keep contact with Veo.
Oh!
I like look back and she's frozen, and I just like grab her and move her into a point where I can like hold on to her tail. And okay, I'm going to once again rifle through my bag and pull out the fire elemental gem. And I huck it at the earth elemental.
It smashes on the earth elemental, and a massive fire elemental appears, and it can go on your turn.
All right. And then with that, I'm also going to. What else do I have here? Can I quicken a scroll or only one of my own spells?
Only one of your own spells.
Okay.
Because you're still using an item when you use the scroll.
Yeah. You said I could also use one of my spell slots to... Was there something about, like, supercharging the...
If you want to spend one of your own spell slots, you can supercharge the staff and gain advantage on your next roll to control.
I'm going to do that.
Okay. So you're going to quicken the spell and use it to supercharge?
Yes.
Okay. Gaining advantage on the next roll to control.
And then my fire elemental will attack.
The earth elemental
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
elemental combat in like the place of dreams where people are bleeding instruments and fireworks
And buckets.
and balloons.
I get a 20,
That is a hit.
and I do 8 damage. Oh, 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay.
And my second attack. Well, 8 to hit.
That is a miss.
Yeah.
The fire elemental crashes itself against the earth elemental, and bits of lava are formed as they do so, and liquid hot magma, where the two touch, creating smaller magma elementals that run away. That's how magma elementals are born.
Oh wow!
Yeah, when an earth elemental and a fire elemental get really mad at each other. Okay, we now
Stay together for the
go
kids.
to the Quadroons, of which I have 2 of them still surviving. So they are going to shoot at Sebastian and Pluto.
Hello.
Sebastian, I get a critical hit against you,
Yay.
and I get a 14 and a 17 and a 7.
The 7 misses. The rest
Okay.
all hit.
So the regular hits deal a total of 13 damage, and then the critical hit does another 10.
Okay.
And then Pluto, you get shot
Here we go.
for a 18 and a 17,
Misses so far.
and a 20 and a 14
20 ties.
for 6 points of piercing damage as they flutter around shooting 0, 0, 0, 0, 1.
They mad.
Yeah. When each time they hit, they go 1. And now we come to Veo. You're paralyzed, Veo, but you can make another Constitution saving throw to try and shake it out.
6.
You do not. You remain paralyzed.
I'm just watching, like, seriously, just keep a hold of me. I will help.
You can grab me instead if you want, because I'm like right there.
Okay.
I mean, if you
Instead of
want to
there.
join in, join in.
I just figured like
Share the load.
I'm there for you.
I have no other Modrons remaining, so that is the end of the round. Sebastian, the arcane energy crackles outward. Make your Arcana check.
With advantage. $21.
That is a success. You manage to channel the energy for this round, and there's a backlash of vicious power that crackles through the entire tower. How would you like to divvy up the damage this round?
Who's all touching me? Veo's touching me. Pluto,
If
did
you're
you?
touching me.
I didn't actually say I was
No,
touching
he's
you,
not.
but you could grab me if you wanted.
It's too late. You got to
Okay.
decide
Yeah.
on your turns.
Then I'll do the same as last time. 2, 2, 4.
Okay, Veo and Modera both take 10
Wait.
points of damage.
No, it's 6. I take 6.
Are you gonna
Do
find-
you need me to take more or no?
No, I'm taking half, so I'm okay.
And Sebastian, not too bad this time. That's 20 points of psychic damage.
Next time I might need you to take more.
Okay. Yeah.
Alrighty, we go to the top of the round with the Slotty. The Slod leaps up onto the pedestal.
Hello.
And-
There's so many big things.
And it makes sweeping attacks with its claws, smashing the small Modron, sending it flying in a shower of sparks and parts, getting a 27 against Peludo,
Hello.
and then it leaps down and it bites into the paralyzed Veo, scoring an automatic critical hit.
oh.
Yeah. So, Veo, you get bit, and you take 20 points of piercing damage as it bites down on you. And Peludo, you take 10 points of slashing damage as it claws into you. And make another Constitution saving throw, please.
It really wants to do the thing to me. I get a 12.
Okay. Its spine breaks off in your arm.
Ow.
And starts swimming under your flesh.
Ah!
And then it melts inside you. and you see your blood veins starting to turn blue where it clawed into your flesh.
Please be poison. Please be poison. Please be poison. Trying not to think about it. I'm gonna sentinel attack the thing.
Okay.
That attacked Veo. I'm trying to ignore the fact that this thing is now part of me. I get a 23 to hit for a ton of damage. 17 regular and 11 fire. And I'm gonna use one of my superiority dice. And
So I have to say it every time.
Okay.
he's got a thing in him. He doesn't know what's happening. And I'm gonna use a trip attack on the beast.
On the big guy,
Yeah, DC 17 strength.
he gets a 22.
He's really strong. But he still takes an extra 2 damage. So there's that going for me, which is
He
nice.
is bloodied. Alrighty.
So there's a thing in my arm now.
Yes.
And did I see
You are
what-
now infected. And while infected, you cannot regain hit points.
That's not great. Okay.
Yeah.
Take my arm.
Was that your sentinel attack?
Yeah.
Oh, so it is your turn now.
I'm going to assume that it's just like the buckets and it's just part of the world that we're living in now. This is just the place we live. I'm just going to keep swinging. Ignatius! 28 to hit.
That is a hit
For
against the slot or the earth
the slot.
element? Okay.
I'm going to keep killing the thing that's invading my body for 12 regular and 10 fire.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do another superiority dice, make a strength save, DC 17.
I get a 15.
And then he's going to take another 6 damage.
Okay.
Is he dead?
No.
And I'm going to finish him. So I'm going to hit him on the ground.
So you knock him prone.
Knock him prone. And then I get a 27 to hit
That is a hit.
for 15 regular and 7 fire.
He is destroyed as you cleave him in twain. He bursts into what appear to be various different painterly renderings of his moment of death in various artistic styles, including Cubism, Impressionism, Futurism, and Surrealism.
It's the most colorful battle I've ever seen.
I'm trying to take it
on the
in
ground.
because I like new experiences, but also my friends are dying. So
And you're infected.
and I'm infected with some kind of like tail thing.
Don't
I'm
worry,
going to action surge.
Okay.
I'm going to run to Veo. Veo, the ointment, does it
No, I was going to use that on you.
solve paralyzation?
The ointment. How many doses of that do you
I
have?
think we only have
One.
one left.
One left. It poison and it cures any disease.
So it does not restore paralysis.
Then I'm going to run back over.
Okay. It does cure diseases, of which you are infected with one.
Why don't you use it on yourself?
I'll worry about that later.
Okay, so you've action surge. What are you going to do?
I'm going to run back over to the... I'm going to just turn him back around to the Earth Elemental and start swinging. Because it's got to die.
Pick up the jar and read the instructions, and you're like, nope.
Oh, I'll need this later.
That's for later times. For now, we got to deal with this. 29 to hit.
29 to hit the Earth Elemental. That is a hit.
For 11 regular, 6 fire.
Okay.
I'm going to do Distracting Strike on it this time.
Okay.
And he takes another 5 damage. And then the next attack, hopefully by your fire elemental, has advantage. And then I'm going to do a 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
For 13 regular and 4 fire. And I'm just hammering at
That
this
does
thing.
leave the Earth Elemental
Muddied.
muddied.
Yeah.
Muddied.
Muddied.
Muddied. Yeah, like it. I like it.
I'm going to bonus action try to shove him back.
Okay. I get a 13.
I get like an 18 plus a 9.
Okay, you shove him.
And then, so I'm going to shove him backwards. So he's still in base with the fire elemental, but away
Okay.
from us.
Okay.
And then I want to turn around and place my my infected arm against,
On the staff?
against
Sounds good.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
The pentadrone
Contagious.
leaps forward onto the platform and smashes into all of you. It is going to smash into all of you once, and it's going to smash into Pluto twice, 3 times. So it makes 3 attacks against Pluto, getting a yeah. So it just does like this windmill thing as it.
And I'm not watching. I'm not
Yeah.
paying attention.
It gets a 19, an 18, and an 18 against you,
They
Pluto.
all hit me in the back of the head, but I don't
It
notice.
gets a 22 against Sebastian, and it gets a. It hits Veo and crits Veo. Veo, you take 10 points of damage, and Sebastian, you take 5.
Am I close enough to Sentinel?
Yes,
I'm gonna
and you had your turn, so your action did reset.
23 to hit
That is a hit.
for 14 regular, 6 fire.
Nice. It is bloodied by that attack.
I catch one of its like spinning arms.
Yes, and smash it, and the face just cracks, and there's broken metal everywhere. Sebastian, it is your turn.
First of all, I'm going to let my fire elemental wail on the earth elemental.
Okay.
So he makes another 2 attacks.
First one with advantage.
First one with advantage. Terrible advantage.
Sad
that's,
advantage.
That's going to be an 11.
That is a miss.
All right.
Good try.
Now without advantage.
Where the money's at.
That's going to be a 17.
That is a hit.
And I do 8 damage.
8 damage.
Good job, Earth Elemental. Keeping him occupied.
Can you put them like in between?
What are you going to do?
That's gonna do if you move it.
I'm going to use one of my spell slots again to get advantage on my roll as I continue to focus my power.
Okay. We go to the Quadroons. The Quadroons flutter up, and one of them is going to shoot Pluto 4 times, getting a natural 1, a 16, a 17, and an 18, as it just fires this hail of arrows right up against you over and over and over again. Yeah, you just block them all with your shield. And
Panic
the
move.
other will fire the shots against Sebastian, getting a 9, a 12, an 11, and a 16.
2 hit.
For a total of 9 points of piercing damage.
I'm taking half damage on everything, so I'm still kicking. Sebastian, the whole time he's been holding the staff, he has like arrows sticking out of him. He's been like he's bleeding from everywhere. Everywhere. This tower has beat him up. So
Veo,
bad.
All right.
can you get over this paralysis?
We can do it, Vale.
15?
You do!
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so I get back up, and I'm like, I can move again! And I'm really hurt. I can't. I'm sorry. And I need to get away from these guys. So I'm going to use my cunning action to disengage, and I'm going to use my feline agility, and I'm just going to run towards the door.
I hate to disappoint you,
Oh,
but that
no.
it is made at the end of your turn to recover. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
That's your whole turn.
Okay, I got up.
You
That's
think
I hate
it.
of
to
running to
disappoint.
the door.
Yeah.
I think I'm running to the door. I'm like, nah. So that's it.
Okay. We now go. There's no more remaining Modrons.
I can take it.
Are you holding me?
The
I can
earth,
take it.
The earth elemental is going to smash into the fire elemental. It hits the fire elemental once for 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
He's fine.
And the Nexus fires right up.
And I get advantage
Okay.
because I gave up my spell slot. What is that?
That is a cock die to me. That looks like a cock die to me.
Well, how did it?
How did it cock on your rolling pad?
There's
know.
nothing there.
Magic.
Okay, good. Wonderful. Plus Arcana. So 25.
That is a success. The Nexus crackles with energy, and a final burst of power reverberates out. How are you spreading the damage out?
Are you still touching me?
Yeah, but I don't have a lot left, so
Can I give you one?
you can give me one.
One,
Wait, do we have to take two?
You have to take at least 2.
I can take
Okay.
2.
2,
Well, I might die.
Veo, you
2.
take 6 points of damage.
Oh, okay, good.
I can take lots. I'm strong.
2 for Pluto.
2 for Pluto,
Yeah,
and you want to take
I'll take the rest.
the remaining 4.
What about the? What
Oh,
about what's her
Modera
name?
has to take 2 as well.
Modera can take 2 as well.
I'll take 2.
I'll take 4. I'll take 4.
But then I don't take any?
No, you take
No,
2.
you still take 2.
Okay.
2.
Yeah,
2.
okay, let's do that.
Okay, so
2 and
Sebastian, you take 6 points. Pluto, you take 18,
Mm-hmm.
and Modera takes 7. And she shudders all the way through. There is a crash of energy, and the rift's seal closed, and the maelstrom begins to stabilize. Modera says, "We've done it. The Nexus is secure. I can rest now." And the power of the maelstrom crashes around, and the elemental creatures and the Modrons are banished back to their planes.
Oh, man. Oh.
We're all holding each other, like looking around.
Like I imagine that as the maelstrom kind of falls and everything disappears, at the same time that crashes, we all kind of fall over in a heap on the ground and are just like laying there.
Did you get
for
a
little
single
while.
check under 25?
I don't think so.
That was the DC to control the Nexus.
Nice.
Nailed
Yeah,
it.
It was super high.
I run over to Pluto and I start slathering the ointment on your arm, just being like, "Are you okay?"
There's
I'm feeling
something
a bit
still
rough right now.
inside me. Is it?
It is cured by the ointment.
Yay!
Does it come out of him?
It does. It comes out of it,
the same
as you
hole?
slather the ointment. It starts going up your arm, and you kind of slather it to cover it, and then eventually it comes out your nose and starts getting away like a slug, and then it bubbles up and over and turns and bubbles up, and then it sprouts a rose, which then opens up and a bunch of bees fly out, and then the bees start weaving a basket, which then disintegrates and the bees disappear.
I hate this place.
That was in me. That was in me for a minute. And it
Bees?
came up on your nose, and I feel I just want to lay down for a bit.
I put my hand and I was like, "By the way, we control the Nexus psychically too."
Nexus is secured.
As
Yeah.
Modera looks towards you, and she says, "Before I go, if you are indeed Leneth Eventide's son, I will give you this as one last gift." And as her spirit fades, she is drawn into the Staff of Power, and the ectoplasm seals across the broken parts of the Staff of Power and holds it back in place and together. The Staff of Power is intact. However, because it is broken, until it is fully repaired, anytime you use any of its charges or use any spells from it, it causes a wild magic surge.
So a bonus.
So it's a better staff of power.
Who needs to fix it? It's fine.
Like
Well,
you just have to high roll every time, and everything's gonna be fine.
Oh man. Do I replace my Wand of Fear with the Staff of Power?
The
Yeah, you're
room
not a
goes
wand
quiet.
Wizard anymore.
can we have a nap up here? That I guess I can heal. How many healing potions do you guys have?
I have a
actually
lot,
quite a few.
actually. We found a bunch in Oscar's thing, so if
Okay.
anybody needs one.
Can I have one of yours?
Yeah. I'm back down to being in horrible
Greater's
shape.
20, right? Greater's 20.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can give you each a greater healing potion.
That'd be great. And how much did the ointment give me?
18.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a good call on the ointment, Veo. Thank you.
Anytime. I got you guys' backs. Except for when I get paralyzed and fall to the ground.
I really thought I could try to save you.
No, it's fine. You tried. It's good.
I just tried to keep
got
things
there
from hitting you, but
eventually.
everything kept hitting you, and I feel really responsible.
It's like a nightmare when you just like can't move and things are like hitting you and shooting at you and poking you. Yeah, never want to go through that dream again.
Eldrick, are you there?
I'm here.
The Nexus is secured.
You did it.
Yes.
Bastion is very, very good in his magic. You should give him more rings.
Yeah, he needs like 9 more rings.
I need at least 15 rings.
Kind of a 20 ring wizard right now.
I have
I don't know how you did it, but it was remarkable. Well done, boy.
Thank you.
I just imagine your mom's extra ring is like, oh no, she has 10. Never mind.
I still have to make my way to the basement, and we've got to secure that. And then you guys can probably teleport in here. But the Nexus is secured. I don't know if you've ever been in a Nexus, but it was weird, man. I saw things. There were balloons and fireworks.
Buckets.
And buckets.
We can't unsee
Paintings.
these things, Aldrich.
A beehive was inside
We
of
can
Pluto.
arrange for you to visit a mind mage. They can erase.
Yeah, I need to forget like 90%. I saw everything. I saw the real truth.
I have seen so much of the universe in the past 24 hours. I don't think I'll be okay.
The real truth is bees?
Is there...
There's more to this world than any of us truly knows.
Oh, I know more of it now
And
than...
any that believe that the mortal mind can truly comprehend it is a lucky fool.
Is there anything else that I should be doing up here, or should I make my way to the basement next?
If you have reset the Nexus, see now from there if you can connect your consciousness to it. And you may be able, from here, to allow us to teleport to the Nexus directly.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, I'll just go ahead and plug my consciousness in. Shouldn't be a problem. Give me a second.
There's like a thing on the back or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
like-
20 rings.
I take the Staff of Power, and I put it onto the Nexus one more time, and I do my best to focus my consciousness.
It is much like touching the orb.
Good.
You
cool,
feel-
cool.
Yourself drawn up through the world and through the tower.
Oh God, here we go
And-
again.
For a moment, you become
He's fine.
and you become aware of everything in the tower. So it's like the whole tower and its entire layout, which extends impossibly in all directions, is aware. You are aware of it, and the several things come to your mind as you do so. The ideas like defense, control, expand, contemplate, look, see, these concepts that you could tap into. But as you get close to them, you feel the limits of your own power almost prevent you from fully grasping what the tower is capable of doing. As if basically the best way to describe it is it's like you're trying to lift a weight that is too heavy for you. But the thing that you can tap into is you see where the teleportation chambers are at the bottom, and your consciousness can kind of flood towards that, and there's this notion of releasing the way that it is set to open it back up to be received again. Do you want to do that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I focus all of my energies on releasing that aspect there and opening it up.
There is a crack, and your mind jumps back to the moment and you're holding the staff. The portal room is open again.
I think I did it. I saw through time and space, traveled multi-dimensional rifts, saw beyond life itself, and I think you guys can come visit.
All right. Meet us downstairs.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
On our
we'll
way.
Just, yeah, we'll just go down
Guys.
stairs.
Do you wanna
Yeah, Veo.
do you wanna have a fun way down?
Are we jumping down the elevator shaft?
Yeah? Is it
With-
elevator shaft or do you wanna go outside?
I mean, I'd rather... The elevator shaft can take us right down to the basement.
Straight down? Alright.
I flew down there with my eye. So
Wait,
if
don't we
go
go
in
through the maelstrom?
If we take the same elevator shaft, I flew my eye down it, so it's safe.
Well, you followed the rope ladder.
Not on my way down. I went through
On
an
the way down,
elevator
you're
shaft
fine?
to go all the way to the
Okay.
basement.
That's
So
just
the
true.
elevator shaft goes all the way down?
Conceivably, yeah. You want a feather fall down?
Yeah.
Okay. It is extremely fun.
Okay.
And we're bouncing off the sides and
Tumbling.
kicking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Who can get down there first? And I like put my arms behind me and like dive face first. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm really
just
enjoying
chilling.
it.
I'm just
I'm
floating,
enjoying
reading
it.
a book.
Spinning.
I spin you.
Spin me.
featherfall.
Okay. As you arrive down at the base level of the tower and head back to where now you know the teleportation chamber is, it's almost like now you have a sense for the whole layout of the main rooms of the tower now that you've attuned to the Nexus. You come down to this great chamber, and it's that chamber where there was the strange archway that winked out the arcane eye. And the doors on the other side of that are now open. And on the other side of it is this massive chamber that's circular in size and has a large teleportation circle in the middle. And all around the room, there's 4 massive iron golems with their arms crossed, around flanking the teleportation circle.
I hold up the staff of power as I walk in, and I go, "Hey guys, boss is here. Just letting some people in."
They relax onto the walls, and as you step into the room, there is a crackling of arcane energy, and a portal begins to open up. It looks like there might be something, like, as it does so, it's very clearly, like, struggling to lock onto its position, as if it's winking in and out, and the disruption of the haze is making it difficult for that to do so. As you look down as well, you can see the scrambled remains of what looks like a previous group of Amethyst Academy mages that tried to teleport here years ago in the middle of the teleportation chamber. What do you want to do?
Can I, try to use the staff of power to focus and help them through?
Make an Arcana check.
23.
You use it to guide the portal open, and before you appear Eldrick, River, and 6 other robed mages of the Amethyst Academy.
Ooh, posse.
And after they come through, I kind of slump over onto the staff, pretty drained and exhausted. Good to see you guys.
You have done very well, says Eldrick. Very, very well. I could not have above and beyond. Do you know if the rest of the tower is safe?
It's as safe as I can tell. We got rid of a lot of undead. Oscar Yorn and the other mages. We've secured the Nexus. We've been through pretty much every floor of this place. Other than the weird traps and hazards of the tower itself, I think it's safe to say that it's relatively secure. I do have a favor to ask, Aldrich.
Yes, indeed.
This staff has helped out a lot with this tower. I think it could help out further. You asked for it. I'm willing to give it to you. But if you think I could borrow it for a while...
Eldrick looks at the others. We will have to deliberate over that. I am sorry to say. You have done well, but let me introduce you to the others. He gestures you to the other mages that are about the chamber here. And for another 6 of them, they're all clad in the robes of the Amethyst Academy. And one of them holds a staff of similar construction to the Staff of Power. In fact, it may very well be another Staff of Power itself. And he introduces the group of you to them. And I just have to get my list of all the names.
That's okay.
How's
How's everybody doing?
I'll have to renegotiate our salaries after this. We did a good job.
Yeah, we should get some extra hazard pay because my mind is broken.
If you can make Amethyst Academy robes in a coat-like fashion,
These
I
are
like
some of our requests.
black and purple.
He
please.
says, he introduces you to them one by one. And he said, at first, to a platinum-haired elven woman, and she and he introduces her. This is Lysia Netherwind, Master of Evocation. This, he points to a small gnomish woman, and he says, this is Grandmaster Noodles, Master of Enchantment.
Noodles.
I'm stifling the laugh.
I don't
Veo.
stifle.
Veo! I hit you with the butt of the staff.
Oh. Noodles.
Continue.
This is Fabian Plisk, Master of Conjuration. Ulse the Blue, Master of Divination. Shayla Lane, Master of Transmutation. And Kemler, Master of Necromancy.
Was that Kemler?
Kemler.
I kind of use the staff as like a walking crutch as I move towards them. I wipe some blood from my face and hold out my like blood-soaked hand. And I'm like, pleasure to meet you all. Sorry, I've been through a little bit of a battle or two.
Noodles speaks up and says, don't worry about it. It's okay that you laugh at my name. I love Noodles.
Me too.
Simply put, we're all quite concerned about the situation here, but we've got a lot of work to do. Do you need medical attention? Do you need to rest?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All of the above.
We're kind of hungry too.
I could take a good
Hero's
24
feast?
hours.
Will you treat us to?
Well, I think that they've earned their reward. The others nod in agreement.
Heroes feast.
And
Unlimited Heroes feast.
let's
A bag of heroes. That's what
Oh my
Veo
gosh.
wants.
Is that a thing?
It's a bowl of heroes. You just every time you scoop into the bowl, there's just something to eat.
And Eldrick says, let's go up to the main plaza. We don't know how safe it will be here for the time being, but
It's pretty
It's okay,
safe.
I know the way.
It's pretty safe on the second floor.
Yeah, we know our way around. This is the lobby.
Eldrick says he produces a scroll from his pack, and he says, we brought this because we knew you would need it. We don't know what the state of the accommodations here will be. So he unfurls the scroll and reads from it, and a doorway appears in front of him. And he says, take the rest of the day off. As he opens the doorway, and the most magnificent mansion you've ever imagined is on the other side.
Ooh.
Oh, so fancy.
Is there food?
There are there's a lot of food.
Oh, I immediately go towards the kitchen,
I
dining room,
I
wherever
go,
it is.
Thanks, we'll see you in a bit. And I just stroll in and I immediately like grab a bottle of wine, pour it into a goblet, and wander off to a bathroom somewhere.
Yeah.
I find the most luxurious bathtub I can. I put on some soothing music and I sit.
I'm just stuffing my face.
I'll join Veo for food. It's time. It's nice to just sit.
As you step away, Eldrick says, Sebastian, the staff.
In a towel, I come back out and I'm like, I guess you don't want me taking this in the bathtub.
The rift was unstable when we teleported in. And while you rest, we're going to bring in some more supplies.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Could be useful in our fight for Drakkenheim.
Indeed.
Whether in your hands or another Academy member's hands, but
Rest up. We've got plenty to talk about tomorrow.
absolutely. Thank you. I pull out my trusty wand and I'm like, well, Wandy, it's just you and me.
And Crowley.
Inside, the accoutrements of the mansion inside are posh, stylish, comfortable. There is a spa where you receive massages from unseen servants.
I like that.
You are served dinner and breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, brunch,
I eat them all.
lunch, second lunch, supper, dinner. And the food is immaculate. It seems like everything that you could imagine wanting eating is just brought before you. The beds are
there
soft.
bathrobes?
The bathrobes have your names on them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
We're all-
I don't want to wear this garbage clothes.
Yeah, I'm
anymore.
wearing the
in a
bathrobe now.
Oh, my clothes aren't garbage.
Yeah.
They're just a bit.
Put this bathrobe on.
No.
There are wine and
Fit
drinks
in.
of all things that you can imagine.
Every meal I ask for your bag of holding, and I'm like, can I just.
It doesn't work, Veo.
Why?
It'll disappear when we leave.
She has to
is it
try.
that how
them.
it would...
Let her try.
I want to try.
You can also eat as much as you want, and you don't have to worry about the calories when you're in a magnificent mansion.
Yay!
I'm gonna eat this whole cake. It's like the size of a
I
wedding
was like,
cake.
before you eat it, I smush your face into it.
I don't even care. We start having a food fight.
Don't waste the food. Throw it in my mouth.
You have successfully recaptured the tower of the Amethyst Academy. You all level up.
Ah! Correct.
Oh man.
Ooh, what do I get?
I don't even know.
We're
I'm
long
gonna have to
resting
look
this,
it up.
right? I'm
Wow.
taking a long
And we're
rest.
taking a long rest. Oh, thank goodness. Long rest. Thank you. I feel so much better.
Oh man, now I'm equal rogue and ranger. What does that make me?
Nope. That doesn't work.
A
Ranger and Rogue in equal measure. Do you guys know what you're going to take for level 10?
I haven't really thought
What
about it.
do each of you gain when you level up?
I get uncanny dodge.
You're going to use that a lot.
I
Yep.
get a new meta magic.
Ooh, what's it going to be? It's going to be... Is it going to be... If I had to guess, I'd say you're torn between Subtle Spell and Twin Spell.
Absolutely torn between those two. I have to
don't know.
decide in this moment if I'm going combat ready or infiltration ready.
Well, you got a week to think about that.
I do.
What do you gain?
Some new maneuvers, as well as my superiority dice are now a D10.
Do fighters
Ooh.
get a new ability score increase or feat at level 10, or does that not happen again until level 14?
Oh, good question.
I think...
At 12.
Okay, yeah, so you get some new maneuvers, though.
Yeah, and I can always switch some out too. I think one per level.
Ooh.
Or one per,
So you got some thinking to do
I have
there
some-
to,
I have some
to decide on some new moves.
Yeah.
Did you get new spells?
I'm just checking to see. I don't think so. I think I got a new spell last time, but if I do, I'll let y'all know.
Very freaky.
Yeah, I don't think you learn a new spell at level 5 as an arcane trickster.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think you get anything new.
I get a 6th cantrip.
I think it takes a couple.
You get a 6th cantrip?
says here I get a 6 cantrip and another spell.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, with that, I think you all have lots of thinking and decisions to make about how you're going to level up.
Yeah.
What is the next step?
What was after the...
Are we just? Can we have
No,
like our sit around the fireplace, like all in our bathrobes, like drinking?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and we're just like kind of pondering the next move.
I've like taken the
The
sleeves off
unseen
my
servants
bathrobe.
bring you some cocktails.
Jupiter
Yeah.
Jones is supposed to meet us back at the Hooded Lanterns camp.
And I have to send a message to Eric. I still haven't done that yet.
I think the next thing we need to do is start to establish our army
Yeah.
in Drakkenheim, which is going to be the Amethyst Academy, Caspia, if we can get Jupiter Jones, you, and any of the men that you guys have at your disposal. Your father, who is in Witchcross, could bring...
yeah.
Or, yeah. Your other father. Your
Yeah.
family...
Yeah, he was my father's partner a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my ish other father.
Okay. Eric.
We have Eric.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Eric.
We're going to bring Eric, and maybe he can bring some people too to Drakkenheim, and we can all converge under the Hooded Lanterns banner.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a reasonable way to start building our Drakkenheim?
Yes.
That's an idea.
That's
Yeah.
our strike force.
And then
Dragon
we
Force.
go
Draken
for the
Force.
Queen of Thieves.
Draken force at the highest level. We do have to deal with her.
We're going to sit down and we're going to chat for a while, but that's kind of the gist of the idea on where we plan to direct our movements next.
So assemble a coalition, take on the Queen of Thieves.
Because with her out of the picture, then it's just
And what are your are there anything personal for each of your characters that you want to try? You have amassed more. Many different allies have come and gone, but with some enemies now have been slain, big ones. It's at a turning point now. What you'll do next in the days to come.
I have to commune with my mother.
we can contact the other plane.
I can do that. And my plan was to do that here at the Amethyst Academy, using the powers of the tower to help me maybe amplify that commune with my mother. So that's something that I would like to do before we leave.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I have 2 pet hands now, so maybe I'll name them. I'll come up like
That's
maybe
important.
like
This is
Lefty and
important.
Hefty or something like that. Yes, that's it.
I think we should name one of them Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle and Hefty.
Just popped into my brain.
Kyle and Hefty.
Kyle and Hefty.
Okay. Kyle and Hefty it is.
Alrighty. And Pluto, what is your next move?
Now I do have to reach out to my family in Caspia. I have to tell them everything that's happened. I'll probably skim over some of the early bits where everyone was murdered.
Is there a tower in Caspia?
Yeah, there's some we're mostly bungalows, but there's a few
Academy towers?
Academy Tower.
Is there an academy like building that isn't a tower, but it's like a...
There is an academy
Yeah.
tower in Caspia. The Drakkenheim Tower is the only tower that is in a city. All the other ones are usually farther, like outside villages or farther out of urban areas. It's the only urban tower, at least in this part of the continent.
I'm wondering if your family should start aligning with Academy around them.
It would be good to share some of their, maybe I can name drop and get them in.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I know Noodles.
Noodles.
Not everyone knows Master Noodles. And some of the other ones, the Necro guy and Blue, the divination one.
I wonder if she tastes like noodles.
What? Did you just...
She says that and we both It's gonna try
Don't
to
eat
pretend
people. Don't eat people.
the hands are changing you again.
No. They're fine. Sit, hands. And I tap them with my invisible mage hand. Sit.
They kind of just...
I'm teaching
They go
them.
flat.
Alrighty. Well, I think that is where we're going to wrap up for the night.
All right.
Lots of big decisions to make ahead of us, but a big thank you to, as usual, to our wonderful cast, Jill, Kelly, and Joe for playing so well, and a big thank you to Kyle for running everything up there behind the scenes.
See, it really is Kyle.
Kyle.
The real life Kyle, now embodied in a hand in our game.
The number one helping hand.
There you go. So thank you, Kyle, so much. And thanks to Clayton for helping us behind the scenes, keeping us organized as well.
And big shout out to Tabletop Audio for all of our ambient music. We make some cool playlists. Check it out, tabletopaudio.com. It's all free and it's there for you.
Be sure to follow the links below to our Teespring store to check out your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch, or you can follow the link bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
If you are enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, please consider checking us out on Patreon. We recently reached 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we could not have done it without the generosity and support of our patrons, which made things like this stream possible. Without their generous support, we would not have been able to even have the equipment and all the other things that we have to make this thing possible. So a massive thank you to our patrons. And if you want to help us make this show even better, please consider checking us out on Patreon at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
And we also have an amazing Discord community that is exclusive to our patrons, where you can chat with all of us about all the cool stuff to do with Drakkenheim. They also have channels in there for character advice, DM advice. You can also talk to Monty about behind-the-scenes stuff that we are not allowed to look at because it has to do with theories about what's coming up in Drakkenheim. So join the Discord if you are a member of our Patreon and come hang out with us and chat. It's the best way to get in touch with us, the best way to ask questions. And I'm on there every time that I am, lazy and have a day off, and I just chat with people on there all the time, and I love it.
There's all sorts of cool stuff that we share on there too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It's really fun.
And of course, we do post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything D&D, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. Once again, I do want to thank everyone who's been watching the show, especially those from the very beginning. We recently did cross that 100,000 subscriber milestone this weekend, and it is just completely mind-blowing, and I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for everybody, no matter how you've supported us, whether that is through Patreon, which we appreciate amazingly, but even just watching our videos, sending us comments, sending us messages, encouraging us. I'm so thankful to this amazing and incredible community for enjoying what we have been able to share with you. It, as I said, it is a privilege to be able to do so, and an incredible gift to be able to participate in this community in this way. So thank each and every one of you for watching and your support.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. It's been absolutely wonderful, and I'm just so happy that I get to play D&D as often as I do with such cool people, and that people actually enjoy watching us do it. And it's been such an incredible experience. So thank you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
I think one of the side perks that I think about this once in a while, and I was talking to a few people on our Discord the other day about how difficult it can be to make a D&D group consistent and get together, because D&D groups disintegrate and people's schedules do this. And streaming this has been one of the most amazing things for keeping a D&D game consistent. And so the fact that people have been enjoying the show, it's like, we got to play D&D because we got the show, and it's actually been it's been the real gift for us, because none of us are professionals. We're just doing this for fun, and for us, we've gotten to enjoy this fantastic D&D game and share it with all of you. And it's really hard to keep D&D going as you get adults, especially playing on a Tuesday night. But we've been fortunate enough, and really all of you watching have helped make this campaign possible and our YouTube channel possible. So thank you once again from the bottom of my heart. With that,
be sure to join us live next Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in the Dungeons of Drakkenheim.